This is stressful. How are you all doing? Thank you for showing up. There's a few of you. That's nice. Oh. That's a little loud. There we go. That's better. Should have done this beforehand, but I'm not smart. Let me know if the audio is off or anything, and I will try my best. Everything should be good. Let me know if you can see the game and everything. Okay, you can hear the burr, that's good. Anyway, this is Of the Devil. I don't know anything about this game except people seem to like it. Amused that the slider sounds like hair clippers. POV, you are getting a buzz cut. And the hairdresser is cocking a gun at the end of every cut. This is exactly how you get your hair done, yeah? Okay, that is a little loud. I'm not turning the background music down, the music is good. Okay, let me know, again, if my voice is too loud or the game is too loud or you can't hear me or what. Hair clipper from the bad part of town, yeah. Okay. I'm stressed, let's do this. Okay, so I was told that episode 0 is basically the demo? That's nice. Rain sizzles off neon above me. Oh, this is gonna be noir. It's the Of the Devil lady from Of the Devil. Can I... hang on. If I hit escape, it goes to my phone. Because the music is actually now too loud. That looks better. Space? Maybe. There we go. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the streets, and a slight blunting of the night's ambiance. Emphasis on slight. Lights, cameras, constant noise. Neon noir. Maybe her name is Of, like this is Of the Devil. I have it on good authority this woman's name is Morgan. The city's got insomnia with the uneven heart rate to prove it. I like this bit here. This is very Danganronpa. It means it does nothing, but it's very nice. There's no escaping the secondhand nervous injury of it all, but I'm plenty acclimated. The hyphens keep making me think that something's gonna interrupt her. Just a wave of worries cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, this client of mine is gonna die in jail. Ooh. That's nice. Look at that music. Oh, it's gone. Shit. Morgan. Criminal attorney. It's hard to get away with murder these days. This is exactly the thing that you want your client to hear. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. God damn. Back in the good old days when you were presumed guilty. Now in the news days, it's still presumed innocent. By the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadows of doubt left. Are you gonna tell me you trust the cops? Alright, whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown, always online. Fuck, what is it called? The Panopticon. Whether it's incandescent, neon, or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, there's light shining on every last pixel of the map. Phones, surprisingly, yeah, that is true. And someone's always watching, also true. Solitude's a rarity, anonymity is scarce, and criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. So, does that mean there's no murders happening? So you take whatever clients you get. You don't balk at public defender work no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the world, well, smoke them if you got them. Is it illegal to smoke? There's much else I can do until... my phone? Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. You are expected at the 254th precinct to present your ID at the door to enter. Why do my texts slam down like bricks? Arrive at least 15 minutes early. I'll try, heart emoji. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly 3:15 now, 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes about 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are going to get busy. Of the Devil, Episode 0. And he shall appear. Disable tutorials? No. I haven't played this game before. We're not stupid. Well, we are stupid. We're not. Oh, this is cool. Precinct 254. It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. At least it's a pretty hologram. I am here about a homicide. Wait, shit, I missed that bit. Backlog? I'm here for about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You'd think they treat it with a little more gravitas. But whatever, if I'm that unimportant, they got no right to complain that I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. Damn. Let's see if I can't poke around and shake some change loose. Phone button to tap the phone icon on the top left to access the pause menu, save low check settings. You can toggle on auto-advancing text, yeah. Look around for points of interest you can check to investigate the area. Is these chains? The Persona 5 comparison I made when I made that one post was apt because we're clearly being chained up. You'll earn credit for investigating anything and everything you can. Credit is both a measure of your information gathering skills and your own credibility. Oh, that's cute. So don't go broke. Oh, this is Danganronpa. Does it have... No, it doesn't have the Danganronpa thing. I don't like that noise, it's loud. We gotta change the settings again. That'll have to do. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishing, multiple screening stations. Earn your first credit, gotta spend it to make it. That did not show up on the stream. Cool. Pragmatic brutalism so textbook it could teach freshman level architecture. Yeah, sure. Could almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron and hard right angles. The civil planning equivalents of battle scars. There's not... These is a circle. There's a circle here. From a fight once so long ago, they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built, but walking in here now with crime rates where they are feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness. The medium's cracked in the corner. Looks bad my phone's made of the same stuff and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. What was that? Oh. Interesting. A 3D image formed by light, enabled by specialized projectors and mediums like conductive resin. Holograms are graphic displays that appear three-dimensional to the human eye when viewed from any part of a face range of at least 180 degrees. The effect known as the Watterson illusion phenomenon. Originally patented in late 2059, Watterson's phenomenon was initially used exclusively in the adult entertainment industry, of course. Holograms did not become widely adopted as an advertising tool until the much maligned Holiday season of 2061, after which laws restricting the presence of holograms in public spaces were passed with uncharacteristically universal support. We're sorry to see that you installed a subroutine on this device to disable it. We're sorry to see that you've installed a subroutine to disable and highlight our recommended premium external links. You under decided your drive presentation, but unauthorized tech impacts our ability to blah 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 blah. Conductive resin. An industrial polymer capable of programmed electrical conduction. Though it outwardly resembles plastic or glass, conductive resin is actually an electromagnetic polymer used in a wide variety of stationary portable devices where its unique purpose is allowed to act as both a display and a processor, enabling ultra-thin or even transparent electronics. I don't think that makes sense. There are upwards of 100 different patented varieties of conductive resin, each intended for different use cases, industries, and environments, but they are all fairly lightweight and fragile except for the small handful formulated for military and security applications. Because it's widespread use in high turnover products such as data pads and smartphones. I don't like that. High turnover? No. Producers of conductive resin are frequently accused of engineering obsolescence by consumer rights groups, yes, although these claims have never been proven before a court. Rip. I can't click the bad link. I want a virus. I want to get a virus on this phone. I have 1 credit. Cool. Phone's made of the same stuff, and I'm willing to die every time it falls off the sofa. I could probably null the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Looks like the usual 1-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia always get served at state buildings. But there's a few missing persons. One year of Silk Plant coverage courtesy of Codicus from Guild Wars 2. Sure. As a reward for any... Silver's no joke. Family must be getting desperate. Damn. An actual police lineup. It's like I walk into a museum. Okay. The museums tend to feel expensive and clean. Dusty, forgotten, probably lots of unpacked boxes. I see no boxes in there, ma'am. This homicide department's more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. I think it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Wasn't it dark? Did you know that during traumatic events, probation is blah 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 blah? Poking holes in that setup must have been like shooting fish in a barrel, and all during billable hours. But there's no room to sow doubt anymore, not when a modded witness can just submit their testimonies as a video recording. Excuse me? Assuming the phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. I think that's not a good thing. Datapad? I'll bite. Even when they're more advertisement than an article, they can still be informative in a flowery, roundabout, corporate propaganda sort of way. Halt, heads up. Keep an eye out for articles in the environment that offer insight on the world around you and credit towards your investigation. Articles are added to your phone's reading list after you first read them. Choose the proper takeaway after reading them, and you'll earn additional bonus credit too. Huh. Oh Christ, it's a reading comprehension test. Okay, sure, let's go. Claiming the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair the system are being suspended indefinitely. Saltwater damage to sensitive electronic cabling and erosion of key tunneler fixtures were cited as reasons for why 89% of the subway system was evaluated as critically compromised or worse. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure system that weaves together trams, highways, walkways, and skyscrapers to the canopy high above our city streets. Okay, hang on, let me read that again. Subway tunnel's flooded. They're not going to repair it. Saltwater damage has broken it. No subways, yes, canopy. Reactions to the announcement could be characterized as blasé. It's been years since the subways last ran and decades since they last ran on schedule. Most citizens have long since given up hope on them ever making a comeback. Online chatter barely reacted to the announcement, with most commenters and voters' attention focusing on the growing investigations into Councilman Long's campaign finance irregularities. As one of the Canopy's major backers in City Hall, Long has often found himself at odds with a small but vocal group of critics that consider it to be an eyesore, an amplifier of light noise pollution, and with Long having stepped away from his political duties in order to more fully cooperate with investigators for the first time in nearly 20 years, the typically rock-steady political foundation of the Canopy was looking uncharacteristically shaky looking into this week, but with the subways now officially no longer an option, people and corporations alike have little choice for how long they complete their morning commutes. But the subways never ran. However, not all reactions to the news have been negative. At least a few bold individuals see this latest report as a vindication and possibly even a rallying cry. Always considered by many to be the rising star of the infrastructure solutions abroad. Tech setup Subterra made headlines last year with their radical proposal for a system of personal submarine taxi pods. Oh, Christ. That can make use of the flooded subway tunnels, but momentum installed with their first prototype for the city came at a disappointing 3,000% over budget. The one cast member was quoted as calling their system mind-bogglingly wasteful and impractical in the extreme. In light of this latest announcement, Subterra has proudly declared their intent to resubmit their proposal package. Across the entire globe, coastal cities like ours have struggled to find civil engineering answers to rising sea levels and subterranean flooding that satisfy financial, practical, and aesthetical concerns. Historically, most scientists have attributed the increase in sea level to climate change, though there are dissenting voices still. Water rises and falls, all it said, blah blah blah. It appears that you have 0 free articles remaining this month. Please verify your account. Yeah, sure, whatever. Ballsy then, putting the paywall there. As if I reached my wallet after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. The takeaway that the city's really focusing its efforts on the Canopy. Yeah! There'll be increased scrutiny to starting the Canopy, and now there's no plan B. It's a massive project with a massive budget, lines pockets of a lot of people, big and small. None of them appreciate bad press at the moment, not when Councilman Long's already thoroughly chummed the waters. Alright, I've taken all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Time to get checked in. Oh, look at her. It booted up fine. So far, so good. Good morning. Morgan here for the public defender contract. Could you please provide your name and... Great, please stand still for a moment. I wouldn't call intake hollows charming, more like harmless. But that's probably what the designers were aiming for. I like the music. This is good music. People don't mind a quirk or two in their text as long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? What? So far so good, was it? Scan my card? Say, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great! Now can you just confirm your date of birth for me? Why do they even bother asking? My birthday's on the damn ID card and my profile. It'd be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong. Okay. Come on. December 26th. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. Likes puzzles, smoking, wooden furniture, dislikes commercials, hairdressers, and jogging. Is that why the thing sounds like hairdressers? Can fall asleep in any position. Drinks coffee decaf? I do not believe that for a second. Anyway. Yeah, we've already read that one, though. I'm clicking it to get it off my screen. May as well read this. Our portable electronic device known as iPads and no significant internal storage capabilities can only display what is streamed to them from local networks. That's not great. Originally marketed as a replacement for ecologically wasteful newspapers. Incorrect. Magazines and flyers. Datapads quickly became infamous for the difficulty and expense involved in recycling them once their limited lifetime components expired. It wasn't until they were rebranded as ideal for privacy and security that datapads found its success in the private and public sectors, where their ability to display location-locked contents helped corporations minimize data leaks and give their advertisements targeted demographic relevance. What? Today, datapads are a mainstay of high-traffic public spaces and virtual, physical, hybrid workplaces, despite remaining unpopular with most environmentalists and bibliophiles. That's a great word. That's such a great word. Alright, we got 5 credits. December 26th. Perfect. Good morning, Morgan Counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to counseling quarter 3C. Oh, is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is rarely updated to better reflect state standards. Don't sweat it. You can't keep track of every new euphemism either. They could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel, sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection dully warped around gunmetal walls. Working counselor, can I help you with anything else? Choices that progress the story forward will cause other options to shrink away when selected. Choices that will take the conversation down side paths, and before returning to this point will not. Because the article you read earlier even logged additional choice in this dialogue. Read and examine at every opportunity to build up your knowledge and get the most out of every conversation. Okay. What are you? I have a smart user interface, proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I can send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. I know the city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months since the timetable was last updated. They really don't see a lot of action. I'm sorry for any inconvenience you might have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? They're ever going to fix that crack? Thank you for asking. They're not going to do that. It has not interfered with my work. Well, that's all that matters, right? That'll be all, thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide directive's office through the door to your right. Thanks, but I think it's just me for now. You can go on break if you like. Automated dependence. Now, the legal designation for any intelligent electronic entity, abbreviated as AD and referred to in common ads. Common ad conversation is ad or ads. Automated dependent is a casual term encompassing robots, intelligent programs, interactive holograms, and androids. Ads are present both digitally and physically on every industry and nation on the planet, assisting in everything from data management to physical labor. In the 21st century, lobbyists pushed through new tax classifications to define intelligent machines that were neither salaried employees nor mere equipment. Because it afforded tax breaks and lighter tariffs, the term became so commonly used that it spread to all branches of the robotics industry, from which point it began to penetrate into everyday speech and pop culture. Some sociologists argue that the term owes popularity not simply to its brevity and prevalence, but to its ability to draw a distinction between the commonplace robots, androids, smart UIs, etc., and the internationally illegal artificial intelligences. Searching for this term may incur an account flag. Blah 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 blah. Interesting. Ads do not take breaks, Morgan Counselor. I know what you were doing before I walked in. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office. There's the door to the right, thank you. Ads don't get breaks and they don't get my jokes. Aww. But it's usually humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyways. That's Danganronpa right there. Eyes got bad or something. A voice. No, voices coming down the hall. Bad ears? Probably. Thank God I stopped for directions. Building this empty, the desk coach just told me to follow the echoes. One voice sounded older, rougher, and decidedly low energy. Appreciate you worried about me. God forbid I try to be serious. While the other rings with youthful indignation. It's not like our job is important or anything. Definitely cops. At this precinct, at this hour, they might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex. Because why else would you bother to print all that out? One document or 100 looks the same on the datapad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know them better than their priest, their mother, their big brother. Wasn't gonna say that. Sadly, those sheets are blank then. Oh. No red carpet tonight, officers? I've seen this lady before. Not seen this guy. Good cop? Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. We don't keep many extra hands around these hours. But faster than the desk handle intake anyway. but mostly cheaper. You the lawyer? I am. Morgan Esquire, pleased to meet you. Same here, counselor. Kasim London. Oh. Why does it go by his last name but my first name? He's a detective. Photography, dive bars, bangs? Like the hairstyle? Ugh. Dislikes ties, pollen, after-hours work messages, don't we all? Listens to podcasts, pencil sketching, running late. Cool. And the ball of sunshine, here's my partner, Farah Rays. Oh, that's a nice profile. That reminds me of Kyrie a little. Third class, likes rice, limes, automotive history. Huh. Dislikes liars, small plates, cheap people. Enjoys watching product reviews. Bad at games and chance. Right eye, OS Iris Elite 86. That's this eye. Cool. Ball of sunshine. She certainly is. Ha. Sorry if you kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. It's no trouble. Gave me time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you, 80? She can't be more than a few years younger than me. We're the detectives in charge of this particular case, and it looks like tonight we're also your humble guys to the illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. We do not clean this place. It does not deserve to be cleaned. Pretty sure I've seen this London character on that courthouses before. He never struck me as more than just some old-timer. I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in and of itself in his profession. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude, 3 in the morning and her shirt still looks ironed. Freshly promoted, maybe? 2 whole detectives working at these hours. Sounds serious. Usually they do half a detective, if they're lucky. Unless you're just the first to arrive at the scene. No, we're not really that timely. Uniforms respond to the emergency calls in a few minutes. Calls, plural, must have been quite the commotion. Look around, you think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. We were only tapped out for circumstances of the scene and indicated involvement with an outgoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation. Not very subtle, is she? But I may as well bite at this point. So you suspect that this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity. Wait, did they really not? No, I guess they wouldn't put in a public defender's briefing. Oh look, consider this a little professional courtesy, a fair warning, yeah? That's the heartbreak killer in that room. We got the bastard dead to rights, so if you're kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass this shitstorm on to some other night owl and go back to bed. I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. Oh, that's good. So perhaps in the meantime you'd be so polite as to fill me in about this heartbreak killer. They cover utilities at the Rocky Lit vendor? Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with Hong Kong? Never heard of it. China stopped existing hundreds of years ago. I've heard enough of him for a lifetime. The name has been plastered all over the city for weeks, their crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. Presumed goals flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to unappreciated vigilantism. At street corners and the media on the net, everyone's indulging in the exact same kind of armchair detective speculation that I cannot stand. Right now I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or don't know, and when it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I take it he's a repeat offender? Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. I mean, he's gone crazy with it. Along with everyone else. 1 bullet, straight through the heart, body left to die where it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak? Why is that a thing? Oh, that's cool. No. Criminal likes killing, dislikes getting caught. Favorite color, probably red. Probably not into astrology. Reward, suspended due to influx of false reports. Well, that's just rude. Not exactly creative, but amidst the swirl of every other 100-world article out there, catchiness trumps originality. What you won't read about online is that all 6 of HK's victims were shot by the same gun, without even needing to reload. Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6? That's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting, and doing it 6 times in a row is great. But shooting 6 people with an accuracy like that? That's a whole different beast. It takes a certain kind of monster, a real freak. His pulse probably didn't even rise. I see. I want to say it sounds robotic. Play dumb. That's a pretty terrifying thought. I should really start paying more attention to the news. How I managed to miss 6 murders. Well, you can only blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? It's not like getting it. HK's 6th victim was found a few hours ago. We caught the son of a bitch red-handed. So you're convinced my client is his heartbreak killer and tonight was just his latest crime. It's a serious accusation with very serious consequences. I take it you have serious evidence to back that up? I was being literal, counselor. Red-handed. We found your client. He was covered in her blood. Well, that's not good, is it? I'm glad that I chose this image to use as my, that's great. What you say certainly sounds compelling. Is that lawyer talk for open and shut? But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's all in the discovery guides and the arcs, of course. Oh, great. Our augmented reality crime scene is an investigative tool in which data harvested by the sensors worn on first responders is used to reconstruct a digital copy of a pristine crime scene. Programs are distributed by a small number of tech corporations and frequently modified or even personalized by local municipalities. ARC systems are used by every major police force, most insurance investigators, and many law firms. Introduction in the 2016 technology became under public scrutiny when the independent news organization United Media Casters released a series of reports claiming that ARC's data was regularly edited by corrupt officials to erase state secrets. These reports were later found to be fake, and UMC was exposed to the subsidiary of a cell corporation within Lambda Work Solutions, who were marketing a number of alternatives to ARC technology at the time. Board members at Lambda announced the actions of said cell and offered assistance to their former competitors in suing leadership, but the preceding settlements remained sealed. Join the local net on your phone and we'll turn over everything you need. I'll bet. Thanks for that, detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you 2 some questions while I got you here? The hell kind of attorney wants to investigate the detectives? This kind of attorney, you're just that pleasant. Come on, sunshine. Not going to be punching out anytime soon, right? Whatever, let your clients do an interrogation all night for all I care. Tara, you mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. Oh, this is Danganronpa. Let's read. Latest double androids receive warm welcome. Bolstered by a strong earnings report and surging sales, the Animate 16 Double Electronics stock rose a stunning 3% this week to a new record high, while Noble's latest iterations has surpassed the sheer popularity of its predecessors. An increased profit margin has left Noble share tours very enthused. Scheduled at the new, now infamous 2084 trading mission, Noble announced that the 16th line would be the first generation of androids to feature over 50% organic components. So-called warm androids, which at the time only saw demand in the health, senior, and childcare sectors, were looked down upon as impractical due to increased maintenance costs, cuts, scratches, bruises, and the like. And while some critics voiced concerns that the fringe, religious, or traditionalist groups might find them warm androids controversial, no business focused minds feared that Noble was altering alienating customers in the industrial and military sectors in order to cater to civilian consumers, users that viewed their androids from across the room and not from above the factory floor. However, it's often proved the case that Noble doubters are proven wrong. The Animate 16 is poised to break profitability records with no signs of slowing down in many industry areas present whose once rare organic androids will completely replace their more robotic predecessors in daily life within the next 3 to 5 years. Wouldn't it make more sense for androids to be more organic and then slowly become more robotic than to start as robots and then add organic stuff to it? That just seems backwards. Describing the upon logistics and line success, they need to discuss attribute the remarkable, lifelike, personable charm of their products, and by all accounts, the champion attributed the work of Noble's famed lead programmer Dr. David Asher. That's a reference. Hang on a moment. Hello. I'm just noticing something. Hang on. I was supposed to have a chat box. Ooh. I have a chat box in a bad place for it. I'm gonna move it over here. It was supposed to fade out, but I don't think it is. I'll make it smaller. There we go. Anyway, lead programmer is the understatement of the century is because of his Turing solution that every noble product from the sleekest assistant to the most advanced intensive care techniques are so beloved and trusted by our customers. While his reputation was on full display at the event, Dr. Asher himself was nowhere to be seen. Oh, something happened. There we go. But he's become a genuine hermit in recent years. All we really to believe he's still... Hey fam, looks like you're not logged into this device. Cool, whatever. He's in the news again. It's no wonder. Can't spit without dealing out plans to noble tech these days, especially not with the states involved. Don't know if they'll bite when it comes to warming androids, or for governments, they're just... too expensive. Just too expensive to justify it? Wait, 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 no saints ever pub. Fuck. Whatever. Baron Stark identifying this must be Ray's desk. Keeping your workstation and neat and tidy is admirable, but I can't spot a single mode of personalization. She used to know she hasn't had time to unpack, or is she really that uptight and boring? Both, maybe. Yes, chat is real now. You shouldn't have cleaned up so much just for little old me, Detective London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filing system, or just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily alongside actual photographs. See, if it were me, I would staple them directly to the desk. Either he's really old-fashioned or just really paranoid about data leaks. And he doesn't look like the paranoid type. I don't know about that. I think he could be very paranoid. Well, ordering this aside, some things are better in paper, I'll give him that. Loose wires, missing panels, and an aircon system that's probably sweats more than the people it's supposed to cool. No room in the budget for making the office not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belt-tightening at Homicide, but I didn't think their operation would be this bare bones. They've got a stunning clearance rate, and they work fast. Guess the city sees that and assumes their job is easy. Yeah, their job is easy, with a dear, doting surveillance state eliminating so much of the front work. But if your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased, so Homicide ends up as the only state department with a shrinking budget. Dumping grounds for the police force most unambitious and least popular. Okay, nothing else jumps out at me around here. I got a better idea of who I'm dealing with at least. I need to check out the crimes he did. I should have sent a link. You've been granted access to Safe House Ground Case KL4335551. Reply C to confirm. Confirm. You need to reply C in order to confirm. Am I talking to a person? I'm an automated dependent. That's usually more polite. Just press C, come on, ma'am. Personalize are tailored to suit our users' preferences. So the state likes you to be a little authoritarian. You need to reply C. See? It's case sensitive. Thank you. Alright, if I project from my phone. Cool. Boy. Am I doing anything? Right, let's see what the police have and what they think is important. A stand-up mirror shattered and knocked over. Real glass, no screens or cameras here. It was hit hard to come attached from its arm while shards of glass were... Oh, evidence is pink. Interesting. Far enough to land on the victim's body. That's Danganronpa. The evidence being pink is Danganronpa. Wears its inspiration on its sleeve. What a mess. The victim's body. Cause of death, ballistic trauma, class 4 blood loss, atrium and aorta, single gunshot wound to the heart. In brief, death was instantaneous. No injuries anywhere else, and no blood or skin on her nails. Blood spatter forensics and all that other good stuff tells me that she was shot from there. So the killer was standing in the doorway when they fired. Can I look at the doorway? No? Cool. Murder weapon, a revolver found right next to the body. 6 empty casings found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gun's been fired 6 times. Looks like the crime scene techs practically disassembled the damn thing, but all they found were fingerprints belonging to my client, so he was found by the police with the murder weapon right in front of the body. I don't even know where to start. Highly prejudicial would be an understatement. Seems like this vase got knocked aside, it's tossed aside at some point. If there's not a scratch on it, it must be pretty damn durable. Isn't art supposed to be delicate? Maybe it's making a statement. That's all the big ticket items are about the security. Looks like the apartment was unlocked all night. It's not uncommon for people to do it at their age in a neighborhood like this, but no signs of forced entry, only hurts my client's case. What about the rest of the room? Not much else flagged here. Just a lounge chair that got thrown, and whatever that is. Unidentified ceramic debris. Flag is irrelevant. That's a technical assessment. Guess me the crime scene techs weren't sure what to make of it. Okay, that's everything the police highlighted. But did I miss anything? Okay. The hell is that? Something in the victim's hand. How the hell did... It's a pill organizer. A very bad pill organizer. Well, okay, I guess it's not that bad. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is a common 3 times a week dosing, but like, come on, man. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Looks like some immune adjusters, NSAIDs, immune adjusters, and triprexazone, a synthetic glucocorticoid medication. Patient had diabetes? No, taken daily to reduce injection systems like phantom pain and generalized itch. Patient had a prosthetic. Autopsy said her talk to him was clear, but it's not like it matters. She could have swallowed every medication counted in the city when it's dangerous causing death. It's odd, but ultimately irrelevant. Everything else here is all very incriminating, but the kicker is everything is not here. No DNA, footprints, crumbs. What is IDT? Oh, Internet of Things. We'll do that later. Nothing that points towards anyone except my clients. I was done more with less before, but not much more. I'm really gonna have to see for my supper this time. Better get start. Who the hell's messaging me this time of night? First person comes to mind is, I suppose it could be something important. Currently texting with brats. Red. What, couldn't wait until morning? Good news, of course. Got a job for you. That's a pretty cheery way to tell me you violated parole. No, not that kind of job. Besides, been covering my tracks. This is something different. The kind of thing I can't handle with just a keyboard and phishing scheme. I need you to sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Hey, at least let me finish. What do they do? They made me run laps. Not illegal. Let me finish! They made me run laps, even though I said I had a stomach ache. Trooper. True. Absolute trooper. Said. Gotta be like youth endangerment. Depraved indifference or some kind of shit. Sounds like you've already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. What's with the blow up? Nice phrasing. Oh wow, I'm laughing so hard right now. Oh, look at her. That's cute. Is that your mugshot? I wasn't gonna not get a copy of my mugshot and use it as a reaction. Glad you found a use case. But I'm working right now, so... Anything cool? Homicide. Oh, cringe. Oh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is it HBK? Is that the kind of morbid things kids your age talk about? teens my age. And yeah, we can read. Sort of. Compared to the corruption in the headlines. Old-fashioned murder is, like, hearty B is, like, quaint. It's not heartbreak. Then why'd you take the job, lol? You see the 98% conviction rate as a challenge or something. Are you taking up lost cause, prob knows work? Probe knows. It's pro bono. That was autocorrect. You know they give lit homework for a reason, right? This is borderline concerned nagging. Maybe you really are bleeding hearts. Or just a sucker. Kid, isn't it like 3 in the morning or something? I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing. I love this kid. This is a good kid. You should go to bed, Fran. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can say it if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. What's with the Carpe Diem shit? It's nearly 4 a.m., kid. You got, like, school in, like, 3 hours. You have school on Sunday? What? Today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday, you have school in 3 hours. I don't get it. Do they have school on Sunday? Rip. Peter Pan is maybe good for this if that kid's bad for my blood pressure. Important text message, I take it? Just your typical teenage drama. So then, if you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details. Well, hang on, I got stuff to read. I've already read that. Victim was shot from the room's doorway. No one expected DNA presence. No one expected crumbs present. No one expected fingerprints present. No evidence of digital tampering. Ceramic debris of indeterminate origin found on the far side of the room by the western window. Common random pill organizer contains a number of prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, including immune adjusters and that triprexazone. The cases class are surprisingly difficult to open. Wait. There we go. Blah, blah, blah. Single bullet pierces subject's sternum. Left atrium in order. Death was instantaneous. Same handwork as previous 5 lab message to confirm ballistics match 2. Piece of glass from a standing mirror found in the crime scene that said mirror was low-tech version of digital components hit with enough force to shatter shards of glass onto the victim's body. I've played Danganronpa Chapter 4? I know what this means. 6-chamber 10mm revolver, well-maintained but old, has Flat's left hand... Okay, who's Flat? Unremarkable ceramic vase found knocked over the crime scene, weighty and sturdy, it remains featureless even after being tossed. Wait. Okay, we've seen all these. Details. How about the basics? What exactly has my client been charged with? Your client Carlos Backer Flat was arrested on the scene at 9:50 p.m. Using his middle name already, they really do think he's a serial killer. The charge being first-degree murder of his girlfriend, a Miss Diane Dawn. First degree, that's increasingly rare, to say the least. It's rare for us to get handed anything but crimes of passion around here. The city's got damn near more cameras than people, so you gotta be really, really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, Heartbreak's gotten away with it 6 times. So what's that make him? 5 times that makes him insane. I was gonna go with extraordinary. Let's split the difference and say he's extraordinarily insane. Yay! But nut jobs like that aren't renowned for their ability to think ahead, so it makes me think this was premeditated. How about the fact he stalked and killed 5 other women as a warm-up? 5 previous bullets, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other and lived near each other, worked in the same fields. Weeks of digital autopsies, crawling up and down their online profiles, nothing. Okay, what was that? Oh, there's a lot. We'll deal with that later. So this serial killer chooses victims at random if they have nothing in common. Yeah, nothing in common at all, other than that they all look like cousins. Okay. The physical similarities are striking. All 5 prior victims were young women with brown hair and eyes, about the same height, comparable weights. Well, those features aren't exactly uncommon. Couldn't it be a coincidence? If you really believe that, you should quit your job and start buying lotto tickets. He's got himself a type. Anyone can see that. Really, you're gonna try and tell me you don't see the resemblance? I don't know. Sure. Can't tell how tall he's from his portrait, but I can take the hint. So you think, what exactly? Carl said when he killed his girlfriend so badly he went out and shot 5 other women first. Hey, if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits. Then you put the shoe on the... What Sunshine means is that it's not uncommon for killers to displace their violence from people close to them onto outlets with fewer consequences. Directors, loners, strangers, workers. Probably building up the nerve for tonight by first practicing on those other similar women. Or he's just so far gone that he can't tell the difference anymore. It's not the worst theory in the world, but it doesn't fit. I want to claim that these previous victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's main event. But that were the case, they'd have been signs of hesitation or nerves. They've been mistakes, on top of which guns are impersonal. Execution shots even more so. There's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the hearts. Killing your girlfriend or lookalike usually is, if nothing else, a lot less sterile. Okay. If you ask me. Okay. What was that? Hi, Renoko. You don't have. It doesn't matter if you're late. We're all good here. I saw the time of death was 9 p.m. on the autopsy, but do you have a timeline for the rest of the night's events? Can't trust much of what comes out of his mouth, but we've managed things to less biased sources. They're pretty confident about what we've been able to piece together from their statements. So they interviewed witnesses. Sounds eerily similar to real police work, except they probably didn't. They probably just looked at AI stuff. Suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly with one another starting at 8 p.m. Neighbors are very clear about that part. Couldn't wait to tell us all about the happy couple's domestic problems. Everyone in the building knew they'd been fighting for weeks. It's probably gathered from what you saw in the arcs. There was a struggle. That doesn't make sense. Hang on. Furniture turned over, glass shattered, but things go quiet sometime before 9 p.m. And then there's gunshots. Scrubbers are still scrubbing. Net scrubbing, looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. We heard from enough concerned citizens to be pretty damn sure about the time. Right, emergency services got a burst of calls from the block shortly after 9 p.m. Unless you recognize the sound for what it was. The sounds that follows was pretty universally alarming. Officers arrived at the scene at 9:08, established perimeter, entered the open front door at 9:10. They found your client crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in her blood. At which point they moved to secure the scene and the suspect. Sorry, did you say his hand, singular? Your client's modded cybernetic right arm. How mod are we talking about here? Registered with the HOW 85 Habilis, industrial grade looks like. It says it's a spec for dexterous manipulation of up to class 4 KPA, which means a minimum grip strength of, well, basically, he could crush your neck without gritting his teeth. I like this. This is cool. Oh, that's her artificial eye. Considering a career change? No, it's not that. It's just, your eye must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on each time. And here I thought you just had a 14-year-old sense of fashion. She's sitting here like, I thought you were a chunibyo. You think a cop would cover up her dominant eye because it was fashionable? I actually thought the same thing first time we met. You, what? But getting back on track, that arm of his has been in the shop for some time now. You can't work without it. Money got tight. You arguing? Yeah. When he put his arm in for repairs. 8 days before HK's first victim was killed. No chance to be willing to chalk that up to coincidence. I was arrested on the scene after a preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver, and no one else's. A revolver? What kind? The old kind, the real old kind. More specifically, a caliber M54, 6-chamber 10mm. Caliber? How retro. You don't know the half of it. We're talking steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing pin, and no tags. No tags? How is that? Just how old are we talking here? Yeah, 24/7 location data, timestamp, trigger pulls, safeties coded to owner biometrics for the past 3 decades. Tags have been made shooting crimes very unambiguous. So you're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes. How else do you think he'd have gotten away with it 5 other times? Try to buy a gun legit, he probably failed the very first psych check. And even jailbroken pieces are only good for so long before update withdrawal sets in. So then M54, that's model year 2054, 30-year-old gun. Well, that sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some ways, sure, but pre-tagging firearms are rare. Gotta be less than 1,000 of them left in the whole country, and fewer still compatible bullets. The ammunition have to be over 30 years old too. The novelty of this weapon has kept us in the dark so far, but now that we've had our hands on it, it's gonna put them away for good. Archive department claimed loud as hell about how deep they had to dig, but with the protocols they found, the techs were able to match the rifling marks on all 6 bullets to the gun your client was found with. Cool. Rifling marks. Bullets fired from guns that are old are marked by the barrel shape. As all 6 bullets with the same rifling marks, we know that they were all fired by the same gun. It's not plug and play as tags are, but it's basically precise science, I assure you. And if that's not damning enough, the spent casings from the other 5 streams were still in the chamber, without even needing to reload. The caliber your client was found with is the gun HK used to kill 6 women. No way to lawyer around that. An untagged gun, just being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by the police over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other crime scenes is just... Well, to summarize, anybody, my client fought verbally, then physically with his girlfriend, and then he retrieved his weapon and shot her. Yeah, pretty much. How do you look when the officers found him? Guilty. How was his affect? Quiet, detached. Oh, that's... I do love that. That's cool. Stiff. Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. That reaction may have lost in points with the cops, but beyond that, people react to loss in all kinds of unusual ways, and so long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. Alright, we're checking the phone. Let's see. No charges, civil documents, registered at birth. Okay. Taken by lab techs, but initial tests showed blood on the left sleeve matches that of the victim. Bears fingerprints matching Carlos Becker's flat with him with 99.91% certainty. Rifling marks match bullets 99.98% certainty. No match to any other archive forensic data as far back as 2051. A How Industries Habilis 2085 mechanical limb. Was an impressive combination of grip strength and very low cost of maintenance, a successive and assist products with a long road towards securing state contracts for How Industries. 27-year-old agricultural genetics researcher for Perigee Laboratories. Interesting. Cool. Caliber Firearms Inc. manufactures civilian firearms from 2051 to 2062 and is run by Thortec, an acquisition group specializing in security and national defense, now a subsidiary of the Lock Chun. That's an interesting name, Defense Corporation. Lock Chun. Though no guns had borne the caliber branding since production halted in 2060, the once iconic brand was briefly revived in 2071 Q2 with a series of video game memorabilia. Time promotions meant to increase in-game item sales. For being discontinued in 2071 Q3, failing to increase in-game item sales. Wow. Law enforcement process of locating, bypassing authentication on, and investigating all of a deceased individual's online profiles, commonly suited to possible connections to suspects or their victims. Widely utilized practice has been scrutinized in the past by some privacy advocates, but many victims' families who lack the ability to find, let alone access, all their deceased loved ones' accounts argue for its necessity. Comparable processes are offered as paid service by some legal or funerary groups to help next of kin recover or delete sensitive personal data. In time, these services have been marketed as a defense against data criminals attempting to steal the identities of the dead before their accounts are wiped by state processes. Grave cobbling. Okay. Body mods is a term that may refer to cybernetic prosthetics, artificial implants, neural enhancements, or any combination of the above. While body mods have been seen throughout history across wide cultures, the modern body modification movement is differentiated by its shift from intrinsic factors, expression or identity, to extrinsic factors, job opportunities, technological improvements in physical and mental ability. Historically, mods have been classified based on which section of the user's spinal cord the interfacing occurs at, thoracic, lumbar, or cervical. The system does not account for mods which interact directly with the human brain. The increased prevalence of so-called above-the-neck modding in recent years has led to several corporations and medical organizations proposing their own new classification systems, but none have question. Can you return mods? Can you undo mod surgery? Best reviewed neural plans. Cool. Net scrubbing refers to the process of scouring all available data posted on the net within a certain time frame and location range for evidence of a crime. An increasingly common technique for blah 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 blah. While the brute force work is performed by automated dependents, experienced human supervisors must establish strict search constraints in order to produce usable results. Interest in the practice spiked when Senator Bancroft positioned as a key pillar of his party's law and order platform, but pollings indicated voters really held a strong opinion on the processes, and the topic has since faded from political discourse. Cool. Checking my phone here, and I have to say, you've done a pretty admirable job keeping the details of HK's crimes a secret. The less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobatics trying to piece together a story. Yeah, top 11 theories on who hurt HK was a real weighty read. It's not just journalists, though. All kinds have been emboldened. The freaks that HK's managed to bring out of the woodwork in just a few weeks. Can you blame them, though? I mean, he's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are an endangered species, but he's gotten away with... We know what he's gotten away with. Take a look around us, detective. National DNA registries are robust enough that cases never go cold. Cameras on every street, a phone on every citizen. Violent crime at an all-time low, and clearance rates at all-time highs. But, you're gonna spout some alt-pole bullshit about invasion privacy? No, I'm not. People are safer now than at any other time in history, detectives. So when someone like Heartbreak does come along... Good point. London's trying to look like he can laugh it off, but pressure from the higher-ups must be reaching his peak. They need to see someone charged, and that makes them predictable. That's a code. That's a fucking code. My ARG sensors are tingling. That's a code up there. Yeah, well, even there's nothing standard about HK, Department SOP still dictates we starve the media for case details. That way, when we do feed them, they're grateful for whatever scraps they get. We can't take all the credit this time around. Homicide's tight-knit and tight-lipped that it's not like there's much information for us to leak in the first place. And why is that? Because none of the shootings were caught on the opt-in crime surveillance system. How is that possible? I know there's some rough areas in the lower wards, but Optics is watching every other street in the entire city. You're saying you haven't seen this killer on camera once. You'd think we'd have let him kill 6 people if we did? I understand your concern, ma'am, but Optics is only what it says in the name. Private surveillance system signing up to feed into the state security network. It's not perfect, it's just another one of the many public safety tools in our belts. It's not meant to be perfect, it's meant to help us solve crimes, or at least act as a deterrent. Well, one would hope so. That chance, deterrents are for war rooms and board meetings. Anyone crazy or desperate enough to commit a crime in a city like this couldn't care less about anything as vague as the consequences of their actions. It's like a safety blanket, one with very few holes left in it, but it does have holes. Patching up those remaining holes takes effort, and that effort usually means rebooting the system. All kinds of technical details and digital bureaucracy involved. But the end result is that these are occasional, localized blackouts, and Matthews to schedule them is not impossible to predict. I see. But those windows of opportunity are small and short. Taking advantage of them requires specific knowledge. You need to be involved in law enforcement, pub data, or city planning. They'd have mentioned it if my client was a cop, and he wouldn't have needed a public defender either. His spouse says he's modded for heavy mass manipulation, not tech interface, and that just leaves city planning. So he's work construction for the city. HK is only ever struck at times and locations where Optics would be down, even with the devil's own luck. Can't possibly be coincidence. Wait, so you're saying when this woman was killed? Yeah, it was a blackout from around 8 to 9 tonight. Right on schedule, so to speak. And included the area surrounding the victim's apartment. 8 to 9, hang on. Wait. Wait a minute. Wasn't she killed after 9? Right at 9. Interesting. Where is... whatever, we'll find it later. Oh, did I skip that? And included the area surrounding the victim's apartments. Yeah, sure. What about DNA from the other crime scenes? Was my client a match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect DNA at any of the crime scenes. No footage, and no forensics. Also, no motives, tampering, or witnesses. Seems like hunting a damn ghost. We didn't even have a murder weapon. Until now. Finally, a lucky break for the boys in blue. They're not in blue, they're in green and khaki. Scanners, cams, drones, forensics, no matter how you dress up with tech, all detective work relies on your one basic assumption. People make mistakes. But HK is the kind of monster who doesn't make mistakes. Only reason we even come tonight was because he finished what he had set out to do all along. So is my client on the list of suspects before tonight? Weren't you listening? There were no list of suspects. We questioned some X's, a few CIs, someone even spoke to one or two unlisted at some points. Nothing came of it. Let's talk about starting on some kind of psyche eval or something, but I never expected much to come of that. There's just not enough out there to work with. In other words, the only thing they have, the only thing they could have to link my client to those killings is the murder weapon. If I can jostle that keystone, then the rest of their case should start to come loose as well. Okay, there's a term we got. 2 terms. Oh, cool. Looks like you're trying to search for term regulated ongoing investigation until authorities made their findings public. The results may be behavior calculated or temporarily unavailable. Well, that's useful. Opt-in crime surveillance system is a partnership program between the state and private enterprises that allows for the free sharing of surveillance data to prevent blah 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 blah. Accessible through state employee logins or private partner accounts, Optics' smart UI allows users to search through and collate footage from a city of tens of millions in just a few simple keystrokes. Optics is frequently cited in the state reports as one of the most effective tools for reducing crime, and footage from Optics often serves as key evidence in criminal proceedings, where it is considered admissible by default. By the way, I couldn't help but notice that you're light on staff. I am going to get a quick drink. If you hear this, I'm sorry. Yeah, you heard it. Oh well. I think it's impressive that I did all that without having to drink anything. My throat's gonna suck tomorrow. It's 3 in the morning. We're expecting a parade? Yes. I thought there'd at least be a few androids around. Aren't many androids in any police station this week, now that the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts with Noble? Good guess. Hardly they're the biggest. Hardly. They're the biggest robotics corp there is. Could spend all day in Center City without leaving their office's shadow. Yes, you're very fortunate to have them headquartered here. Saves up some money on shipping at least. But these talks never last that long. I'm sure they'll be back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those warm androids. Warm, yuck. I as well call them the adult line. Lady, how old are you? No, that's not you. Raise. How old are you? You can't be this prudish. You're in like what? Mid to late 20s? Might see you in the bigger departments or out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, and those are things an android detective. Yet. And any day now. Guess you're picking those any day now. Maybe android lawyers, too. Get some android politicians in, and we'd have the full sets. Get real. People might like ads who do what they're told, but they despise ads who tell them what to do. Yeah, I can see that. I'm not so sure. Camera essential satellites, we already got our fax machines. Give it a few more years, it might make sense to let machines do the investigating too. The Union would... The police union wouldn't let that happen. Union has specified it's the only real union there is anymore. Fuck King Rip. You'd think there'd at least be a union for the androids. Thanks for chat tags. I think I understand the background well enough now. Candidly, I see the same strokes as you do, and the picture paints it pleasant, but even so, it seems a bit unrefined to be brought before a judge, don't you think? Hey, it's only our job to catch the bastard. The DA is the one who gets the conviction. Besides, we're not exactly going to have to work hard to convince anyone of his guilt. And why is that? because we hadn't found a handwritten confession at his desk. Cool. Well, that's unexpected. I'm sorry, you're telling this now he wrote a confession? Has it been verified? Not yet. We have to also pass everyone in fraud and disinfo to get to the front of that line. Why bother? The note's covered in his fingerprints. There's a copy of the discovery data, but I should warn you, it doesn't exactly make for light reading. I'll have to manage somehow. I need to see this confession for myself. Sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. Didn't mean to hurt you for what I did. Did not. Sick wasn't any of this did happen. Can't stay in control when I get mad. Can't control that hurt people without meaning to. Wish I hadn't broken them. Didn't mean to at first. He does not. Well, no, he does do apostrophes, just not for. But I was hurting. Wanted you to hurt you too, but I didn't want to hurt you. Words aren't enough to know that now. I'll take responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. I got a bot. I have to get the bot on Twitch. I can't do it through OBS. That's sad. Listen to the wonderful droning sound while I kill this robot. If I can find a robot. If I can find my chats. No. Man, I know I was able to do this at some points. Damn, 5 years ago. Why can I not? I can't delete that. That's interesting. I'm sorry. Ah, there we go. Found it. That's gonna be annoying. I'll have to find a better way of doing that. Is that... Get rid of it on the stream. It does. Cool. Anyway. That was difficult to read, barely legible in fact. Well, gotta spit on that? No need. But it's a confession. Not a confession that he signed, though, is it? Not yet. And not one he intends to sign anytime soon, considering that he's asked for representation. Yeah, the most wanted city in the city asked for a lawyer and got you. Guess you're both lucky. Hardly. I just happened to be awake when the call went out. But I'm not so flush with work that I can't afford to turn tail now. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go and speak with my client. What? He's not still handcuffed in there, is he? Look, Counts, with all due respect, we have strong evidence pointing to that man being responsible for 6 murders, 2 hours of stone cuffs, and cruel or unusual. And that's for his safety as well. It's kind of you worried about Dalby in any danger. He's killed 6 women. None of them were redheads. Seriously, though. I speak with Malone now. Camera's off, if you don't mind. The mic's on or off is your call, Counselor, but we'll be watching the feed from outside in case anything happens. And the cuff, that is, stays on. That worried about me? How chivalrous. Yeah, my armor's practically blinded. Gross, I'll start up the unlock cycle. Counselor, one last word of advice. If you have any interest in his well-being, I suggest you help him sign that confession. Not a bad idea. I do get paid either way, but the defense part of defense attorney isn't just for show, detective. I mean it. 6 people dead is one thing, but he's also caused weeks of widespread terror and public unrest. Putting it another way, he's made the state look bad. Okay. That's a capital crime if there was one. Incorrect. And even if the death penalty's not actually on the table these days, I can guarantee he's not going to like whatever rehabilitation plan they got draw up for him. Look, I've seen the virtual work release program person, and it's being challenged before the Supreme Court. Yeah, sometime in the next decade, maybe. Just remember, a plea deal might feel like a loss for you, but if it keeps him from, well, that's probably one for your client, right? Prison sentences are generally lighter for those who plead guilty, that much is true. It saves the courts a great deal of time and money, and they show their gratitude with their due sentencing. But no one will ever be grateful towards a heartbreak killer, so... no. Cool. I like this. You'd... oh, he looks nice. It's depressing as hell in here. They need to liven this place up. Carlos flat, right? Hope you don't mind if I get comfortable. We've got a lot to cover, but this shouldn't take all night. What are you... like I told you, I didn't. I'm not a cop, Carlos. Furthest thing from it. I am a lawyer. You're a lawyer, in fact. And I'm here to help you. Yeah, well, they said that too. All of them did. Back there and there, kept repeating it the whole ride over. They said that they were going to help me and that they knew this was all a mistake. And then they said that I killed. Acted like they were on my side and they... oh, that's neat. Color change is neat. They acted like it could have... and I... it's not their job to help you, Carlos. Ain't that the truth? But it is mine, and I'm here now. He's still in shock. I need more information, but if I approach him this the wrong way, he'll just clam up even more. I'm sure exhausted. It's probably difficult to think, let alone speak, but I'd like you to try and answer a few questions. The police already questioned you, I'm sure. But they were treating you as a suspect, not as a client. Okay, so what do you want to know? Well, first... barely legible scripts. Yeah, whatever. Oh my god. Hey there, due to ongoing controversies following the suspected suicide of inmate Jay Galley, search results for this term are temporarily blocked. You can't look at this, you can't research it. That would be inappropriate. Oh, these all, Tell me about yourself. Let's start simple, something mundane, grounded, rote. I'd like to know a bit more about you first, Carlos. Something like, what line of work are you in? I'm a city engineering. Or I was, or I should be. And I thought the police must be convinced that he mapped the optics blackouts using the data he stole from work. My arm, I got it slotted for the job, and, Carlos, I need more than that. So what do I know? He works in city engineering, not a desk job. Ray said he was modded for work, and that arm must be in custody at the moment, but based on his shoulder, it'd have to be pretty... utilitarian? Yeah! He doesn't strike me as the type who's enamored with the aesthetics of modding. I don't know, I feel like he could have a few tattoos. The young and the restless and the rich, swapping in neon and chrome limbs because they like the way it looks, or the way it makes other people start looking at them. No, he's pragmatic, grounded, and I think he could use a tattoo. I think he would really rock a tattoo. And very unlucky. He looks like, in another universe, where he doesn't get into civil engineering, he goes into, like, the club scene. That's my read on this guy. In which case, I should be too. You know, my brother wanted a mod. Really? Really? I don't even have a brother. He had everything planned out, a whole career path, promotions, bonuses, and the upgrades they'd afford him. Then came his 18th birthday present, test results politely informing him that he's not a viable candidate. Man, that sucks. I think he felt relieved, actually. It seemed like it was a weight off his chest. Like he was glad he didn't have to choose. Does that make any sense? Yeah, I think it does. I just figured I'd start small, a hand or an eye, test the water, an eye? Brother, no. Brother, no. Never thought loving my whole damn arm off, but the recruiter was enthusiastic. He said, because of the NCDA, there was financial aid and resources. Of course, that got shit canned, so now me and every other modder is really screwed, couldn't even let you keep the tax credits. The new Citizens with Disabilities Act was amended and not repealed, but I doubt he'd appreciate the distinction at the moment. I work the tighter spaces, the high-volt environments, mostly canopy upkeep. Typical stuff for modders, you know? He's speaking freely now. Don't need to do much more than repeat his words back to him to keep him talking. But the right word choice here or there can make a difference. You work on the canopy. You must be... I mean, it's green. Yeah, under a lot of pressure. Now that the subways are cordoned off. Damn straight, and crap this long? Once word got out that the case against him was real, every desk job in the chain became terrified of their own shadow. All I'm convinced that Eternal Affairs is going to come knocking if they misplace so much as a paperclip. Excuse me? Everything about the book means no room for compromise, no room for problem solving, no room for engineering. Yeah. And no patience for screw-ups. He's trying very hard not to look at his shoulder. Why aren't you wearing a prosthetic right now, Carlos? Yeah, that. Rejection issues starting last month. A lot of sleepless nights. Rejection? Did the therapy not take? It's not like that. I wasn't oozing pus out of my sockets or anything. Then these rejection issues have anything to do with your scars. Not the way you're thinking. I'm right-handed. Cool. Hang on a second. That is his right hand. So his cuts on his face are just from shaving. I never thought this gone so long I'd have to relearn how to do everything. I mean, the problem started small, trembling, but then spasms. Just oversensitivity, they said, an easy fix. But the problem got bigger. Couldn't let it get that far. Need to be able to thrust your own hands when you're on the job site, drop a cut at the wrong moment, and people could get hurt. So I sat down, made an appointment, turned in my arm. I watched my place get placed in the back of the damn line. Let's turn it in. Some ass turn around, chop shop with the waiting list like you wouldn't. Doesn't sound like you're a happy customer. Hell no. Found a dozen other clinics with shorter wait times, but as long as I'm renting and not owning, the manufacturer decides where your arm gets maintenance. And that's why I'm sitting here with this expensive ass stump for a shoulder. Haven't been able to work in weeks. Bosses were generous enough to say my position might still be there when I get my 2 working arms again. Couldn't buy a rental replacement yourself just in the meantime? I serve at the pleasure of the state, and they've got exclusivity contracts with Indy, all locked up white knuckle tight. Indy? How Industries? As I recall, he's registered with one of their Headless models. If I took one step on site with uninsured tech, forget the fines, I'd lose the down payment and my arm. And never work in the city again. This was last quarter, maybe I could work something out with management, but like I said, no one's sticking a neck out for anyone now that Long's in deep hot shit. You mentioned discomfort. Are you in pain? Pain will come and go. It's the itches that will kill you. And the phantoms come back pretty fast when I don't have anything. Arm-shaped attachment to me. Didn't they give you something to, well, wear in the meantime? Some of the clinics lend out for cases like this. What they gave me is a deadweight, 3-jointed, landfill-bait piece of shit. 3 joints. I see. Sorry, it's a very shitty feeling having a part of your body that you know they cut corners on. It fits, it's compatible, technically I can slot it in and feel on balance again. The fingers don't even bend and the quick twitch moves are way off. It's like walking around with your arm asleep or dead. So were you wearing it when... you were arrested? No, I wasn't. But I'm pretty sure I saw the police bagging it as evidence, so... can't have gone too far. So Detective Reyes was being quite literal about how he was found. He had the victim's blood on his left arm only, because at the time of question he didn't have a right. No inconsistency in the story just far, and he's open about as well as you expected, but this has all been just a warm-up for the both of us. Now comes the delicate part. Carlos, you and the victim were romantically involved. How long did you two know each other? Right. I've known her since college. We shared a few classes, some mutual friends, always got along. Eventually we just got together at some point. Guess I never actually asked her out the real formal way. Sounds pretty cowardly saying that out loud. Dan, she was in genetics, focused her studies on agriculture. It always takes a few tries to get used to using past tense. Just finished your post-grad work this year, got hired right out the gates. Practically headhunted, you believe that? Practically headhunted. Of course she was, any company would be lucky to have her, unlike... it was a real-ass job, paid real-ass money too. So her career was starting to pan out, right as yours had fallen. I like this I like this. This is good. The black eye is when shit gets serious. Where was she hired? Pedigree? No, Perigee Laboratories. I still like the name matters. The whole setup's under Harco's umbrella. That doesn't narrow it down. The Harvest Corporation grows a third of the employed soybeans and Harvest Corporation grows a third of the soybeans and corn in the entire country. One client that size lab wouldn't need any others. Now, no corporation earns the mega prefix of a little throat cutting, but Harco's about as tame as big business can get. It's predictable like the seasons. No one's gonna buy that they had some kind of lab tech murder because of corporate greed. Has she adjusted well to her new job? Yeah, they loved having her there. She never mentioned arguments or disputes, corporate politics getting rough. I don't think so. Not like I've been a good listener lately. I never got the impression that she... Look, no one I know could do this to her, and there's nothing she could have done that would deserve what happened to her. It was a long shot, hoping for a disgruntled character from past to shift blame onto, but with no the sexist can't just reshuffle the detective's suspicions. Have to disprove their argument entirely. Oh, thank you, Carlos. That was very helpful. It was? Now I can try to learn every can about what happened tonight. Oh boy. So at the beginning, take your time. The details are important. Alright, Miss Morgan. I'll try Morgan. Are you ready? We were arguing. We've been arguing a lot lately. Arguing about stupid stuff. Haven't been working, haven't been making money, haven't been pulling my weight. I was mad at myself, but more than that, I was jealous of her. Jealous over nothing. Jealous over goddamn money. The reports say you were arguing around 8 p.m. 8? Yeah, it must have been when we started. We got into it and I said a lot of things I shouldn't have. And I said one thing that I really, really shouldn't have. I crossed the line and we both knew it, so I left. You left? Yeah, I walked out the front door. Thought some fresh air might help me cool off. Help me figure out what to say to make it up to her. Of course the air wasn't fresh, just humid, thick like mud. While I was pissing away the time, Diane was... Did you bring your phone with you or any other electronics? No. Kind of stormed off, didn't even take my key fobs. Didn't even lock the door behind me. With optics down, traffic and street level cameras won't help when that leaves. Did you go through a checkpoint and talk to anyone with modded eyes? Did you buy anything, cash or credits? No way, not even a vending machine. Not even a damn vending machine, huh? They met my match. How can anyone be this unlucky? That's quite unfortunate. I just wanted quiet at the time. Wanted to swallow in it, really. Sorry if I don't have all the details straight. My head is... But if my exact routine would help, the cam's probably... What is it? Optics was what? Can that even happen? There's no other proof that you were out at the time Diane was killed. Meaning you got no alibi? This can't. Listen, I didn't do this. I couldn't. Carlos. I'm the one person you don't have to try and convince. After all, I'm your lawyer. So let's just get out there and see what we gotta work with. Right. Now you said you left to clear your head. So what made you come back? I came back because I heard a noise. A loud noise. Didn't know what it was. But it was loud and it scared me. And it came from the direction of our apartments. I was walking back at first, but at some point I must have started running, because when I got back I was so out of breath. When I saw that the front door was open, something dropped to my chest and my lungs moved. I live on the first floor, right? Yeah, first floor apartment, street facing entrance. I was proud of that when we first moved in, like it was some kind of big deal. From the hallway I saw her, but I didn't realize. I thought she was... Lights were off, the whole room was a mess. I thought we had been robbed or she had fallen her. There was broken glass, furniture knocked over, and she was dead. Checked her pulse and she was still warm, her blood was warm, and I saw the gun. It looked so heavy, but I thought it had to be fake because I didn't want it to be real. Is that why you picked it up? What? Picked it up? I didn't touch that thing. I didn't shoot her, damn it. Doing what I do, we hear a lot of lies. White lies, blatant lies, hasty lies, bad lies especially. For me, it's always been easy to spot a lie, but it can be hard to know what to do about it. I have all the proof might need my files, but he's nervous and defensive, and none of this works if he doesn't trust me. Stay up to date on the details of all evidence by checking your phone. If your clients notice that you don't know what you're talking about, they'll stop giving you any credit. Well, now's a good time to go through the new stuff. It's not a nice portrait. Looks spooked. Favorite flower? Poppy. Is that a dig on him using drugs? Does he do opium? Student debt sizable. Wow, same. Dislikes cashews. What kind of person dislikes cashews? Likes airports. You're a weird guy. How industries are the world leader in the research development of the and we're hiring. We're seeking motivated blah 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 blah. Non-interested in sponsored research results. Process of adjusting the human mind and body for the unique challenges and stresses that come with cybernetic body modifications typically includes physical therapy, mental technique instruction, and sensitivity training. Depending on the individual's viability or lack thereof, medications and even minor viral tuning may be employed to modify the body's immune response. But improvements have been made in recent years in medically sterile alloys have greatly reduced the percentage of the patients that require such treatments. Medically sterile alloys, what does that even mean? Are there alloys that are inherently not medically sterile? Can't you just, like, fucking sterilize it? Throw it in an autoclave? No, whatever. Pain or discomfort that the brain experiences is coming from the amputated part of the body. When stimuli stops coming from the part of the body that is no longer there, the areas of the nervous system that were previously devoted to processing those sensations reconfigure themselves to still be of use. Occasionally, the brain mistakes this new sensory processing as still being associated with the pain or sensation from the amputated limb. I have not played Metal Gear Solid 5, but I assume this is a big part of it. Because the large mental element of play, therapy for phantom pain reduction necessarily involves psychological conditioning and often the use of prosthetics. Phantom pain has become more widely experienced as a result of the spread of the body modification movement. Debate on whether or not the modern scene has increased or decreased public empathy of amputees and the distant cases. Do you mean phantom visions are caused by faulty insulation or on cybernetic eye mods resulting on periodic electrical discharge across the retina? That's that is very interesting as somebody who does gets flashing lights in my injured eye. That's something. Also frequently search for my mod hurts. Is my arm haunted? Bro, my arm is haunted. It shot a girl. Okay, evidence. Submitted 5 weeks ago to help partner prosthetic adjustment due to user reported sensitivity issues. Wait. Records show Carlos Flat was provided this model while hapless being repaired, but he claims to rarely wear it. Currently in police custody. How Industries Bronzier. Okay. You did touch the gun, and because we know because of your prints. It's a fact that your fingerprints are on that gun. What? But I didn't do it. I wasn't thinking. I was just Carlos. All I'm saying is that you picked it up. That's all. Would you believe me if I said I didn't realize it was a gun? That explains how his prints got on the gun. But not only that would satisfy the police. Still, if all he did was hold the gun. So stupid. I know what a gun looks like. But seeing my own home right in front of... You were in shock, Carlos. You still are. Police came in sometime after that. I don't remember much what they said. Things started moving fast, it seemed like. The rest of my night went probably the way you'd expect. Carlos, you admit to have had a burger by Diane, but you said you were surprised to see the room trash when you got back. To clarify, you're saying that you two never had a physical fight. What, physical? We never fought. We never fought like that. Did the police say that we did? They assumed as much. They also assumed the room was disheveled well before the shooting occurred. Considering what Carlos had told me, what else did they assume? What is it? I'd like to take a look at something for me, the crime scene. Oh, it's an AR module built from data taken as police entered, so... Right, it's just that. It's just data, Carlos, no grisly details. Okay, let me see it. Take your time. Alright, I think I got it. That's how the police found things. Now, close your eyes and think back to how the room looked when you left. Try and focus on what's out of place. Alright. I'll take notes, you just say whatever comes to mind. I don't remember exactly where everything was, but, well, the mirror was upright, of course. My clock was still on the wall. The chair got knocked over at some point, and the bed got tossed, the cushions torn. And the urn fell. Other than that... No, sorry, that's all that stands out to me. I see. Like so? Girl. Yeah, sure. Whatever, man. What's wrong? Something out of place? Yeah, sure, you can say that. Carlos, you need to trust your instinct and my art skills, and we'll make it through this alive. My art skills will lead us to victory. It's just a... I guess assume your notes will be making edits to the AR. Well, I suppose that works too. Sorry, I didn't mean... I think your drawing was pretty good. Oh, he's trying to be so nice. He's trying to be so nice. I'd like to change the subject now, Carlos. Right. Let's talk about the letter that was found on your desk. Letter? What do you mean? I mean this letter here. Do you recognize it? Because police are calling it a confession. A confession, but this is just a note to self. Pardon? Look, when we fight, I lose my temper, say things I don't mean to, so this morning I tried writing things down so I had a script to stick to. So I could apologize to her instead of just fighting with her. Carlos, you say in the note that you hurt them. That's... I broke her fidget tubbies. Friends, would you forgive this man if he broke your fidget tubbies? Would you forgive him? He's such a pathetic wet dog. Or what? Or what? Oh my god. Fidget tubbies. These collectible ceramic character. Why are they ceramic? They're supposed to be like tactile, using as paperweights or conversation starters. She loves those little things. They're not worth a damn. You can buy them at any flea market or garage sale, but they meant a lot to her, and I broke them. Death. 100 years jail. I was busy at the time, but that goddamn piece of shit rental arm I hardly knew where I was swinging at halftime. Got swinging, just ripped it off and tossed in my room, that cheap, dustly worthless. Okay, let's see. He did break her frigid duckies. What does that change? Nothing at the moment. There's not enough detail enough for me to prove that his intent was when he sat down to write it, but the police insist on claiming his confession for the heartbreak killings. Couldn't even bother to sweep them up. I felt... Okay, Carlos, hang on. Couldn't bother to sweep them up. That explains a lot. I'm gonna call the police back in here, and I'm gonna get this cleared up for you. What? That's it? That's it. Okay, that's not it. What changed? Personal collection pulverized by Carlos Five's replacement prosthetic arm at the morning of the murder, evidently an acquired taste. Records show Carlos Five's repair of this model was heavily as being repaired, caused discarding the frustration of the smashing the victim's collectibles and hasn't worn it since. Cool. I love that we get to keep the picture. Carlos Five's testimony of the day of the crime was the apartment. The mirror was upright, the clock was on the wall, the chair was knocked over, the bed got tossed, cushions torn. But the broken things were still in there. Cool. That's gonna be important. I can feel it. Well, before I do that, I have to ask, what do you know about the Heartbreak Killer? Heartbreak? In a cycle that was trending all month? I mean, as much as anyone, I guess. I haven't been getting out much, but I'm sure everybody's on edge. A guy like that out there, he shoots people through the heart, right? The police have kept the victim's appearances far away from any upstanding news sources, so unless he was already following the murders, Carlos wouldn't notice any resemblance to his girlfriend. I mean, she was shot in the chest, but that doesn't mean anything, does it? face this slowly uptick is going to be a real shock when these officers walk in here and accuse him of being a serial killer. I'll just have to squash that theory as quickly and definitively as possible. Cool! I didn't realize you could smoke in here. I don't think you can. Technically, I can smoke wherever I want. For a fee. Pfft. I guess so. Nervous? Don't be. I'm the one who's on the clock. Right, I'm sure this isn't your first time doing this. No, of course not. It'll be my first homicide defense, though. Oh. Why does everyone think the first time's so goddamn important? Hey, cheer up. I've got relevant experience in other areas. Oh. And what areas are those? You ever gamble, Carlos? No, ma'am. I never go anywhere near loot boxes. Don't touch the stuff. I meant more like playing cards. Oh, well then, no to that too. I've actually got pretty terrible luck. Could have fooled me. Well, what I do is a lot like poker, Carlos. Poker's nice, because even if you're dealt nothing but a crap all night long, you can still win. Which makes things pretty fun. Okay, so do you have a good poker face? I like to think so. And are you lucky? Only when stakes are high. And in this metaphor, we're playing poker, and the state's the dealer. If only... No, the state's more like the house. I mean, like, the house always wins? Yeah. They're very good at it. Winning, I mean. That's why they're up there and we're down here. That's why they're the house. I have played Fallout New Vegas. So what do? We play the cards we're dealt as best we can, win more hands than we lose, keep it up, and eventually someone will come over and tap the dealer on the shoulder and whisper something in their ear, and then we'll be politely asked to leave. That doesn't sound very triumphant. The house always wins, so our definition of victory is more like, don't lose. Thanks, Morgan. I guess more like something like, what should I say? Just leave all the talking to me. So that's the strategy. What's up? You know there's a saying about gamblers with strategies? Yo, ready to confess yet? Because I already woke up the DA. Already, she must be new. DAs have final say on whether or not it's a appeal case is brought to trial. Only fair, so they're the ones who end up having to actually prove the damn thing. Most of them prefer simple guilty pleas over long, protracted trials. And they all just like having their time wasted. Unfortunately, you'll have to call them back, because my client is not guilty. And frankly, I'm not even sure you have enough to hold him here. Right. What she said. You've got a weird sense of humor, counselor. Different generations, I guess. Before my time kind of thing. I'm very serious when it comes to defending a man's innocence, detective. Counselor, we have your client's written confession. His written confession, let's start there. Okay, we'll be happy to. What's already known and agreed upon. Public knowledge for every player at the table. It's pretty simple, counselor. Real paid-by-numbers stuff. See, we found a note at his apartment, with his fingerprints on it. Apologizing for how you hurt them all so bad. Now, how are you planning on spinning that? Those are the facts, but I've been building up my hand all night, and now I got the weapons to answer anything they tried to throw at me. My client did write the note, and it was an apology, but not for murder. He was apologizing for... in your hand. Okay. And placed into the slot on the right, you can mouse over your opponent's portrait for a reminder on what key point you're answering. That's not much of a help. Oh. This is the debris. He was simply apologizing for this. The hell is that? Hey, I won my first hand. I found myself asking that same question. What are we looking at here? Something from the crime scene? This diagram of the room is created from data you captured, right? Pure, non-GMO, augmented reality crime scene data, yeah. We don't feed our data any human growth hormones, or machine growth hormones. Can machines grow? Don't answer that question. But what's non-GMO? Not much these days. Notice anything out of place? Yeah, the whole room's full of busted shit. It's a scene of a murder. Full of busted shit for sure, but I was more referring to the unidentified ceramic debris found on the western side of the room. The hell is that? Ceramic debris, huh? Must be from the vase that got tossed. Not possible. That vase is intact. That vase wasn't damaged. It's not possible for that debris to come from the vase, because that vase is pristine. How is that possible? Uh-oh. Lady at the garage sale told me it was so old and delicate. Damn it, the one time I tried a thrift shop on my own. Well, so what? What does it even matter? If the vase doesn't have a scratch on it, the debris must have come from somewhere else. That debris is what my client wrote that apology over. You're saying that confession was his apology for not vacuuming? I am, because that pile is all remains of the victim's odd collection of fidget tack. Fidget tubbies. What he said. Fidget bobs. Mr. Flat broke the victim's ceramic figures by accident, and this impassioned note to self was just his attempt at scripting out an apology. Can you prove that? We're taking this seriously? As much as I wish we weren't. We're all in agreement that a client wrote that note, and we can all plainly see that there's ceramic debris at the crime scene. Now, since it couldn't have come from the vase, it must have come from the collectibles. Simple, right? What the hell are you on about? The entire room is trash, and the arcs clearly shows. Those fidget tubbies must have gotten pulverized during the struggle, too. You really gotta claim he sat down right apology for taking your toy after gunning her down? Not a bad train of thought, but I can do better. You know, those collectibles were destroyed much earlier than that, and there's proof. Dumb. Do I have to choose where to put it? I have to put it on the arcs. Let's take a close look at the rest of you to see. One separate figure show exactly how devastating it was to the fickle buddy ecosystem. What? What? It's fidget tubby. Oh, you know? Oh, you know. Whatever. You did take it into custody. I'm sure your text found ceramic debris on it, yes? Now that you mention it. Fine, whatever. He broke them with his arm. While he was killing her. Happy? Overjoyed. Because not even a cheap arm's got an operating system that allowed the last time it was worn, right? Right. See, I happened to spot a footnote in the lab report. Said the rental hadn't been used since the AM. Whose side are you on, old man? It's gotten pretty late, sunshine. Just trying to save us all some time where I can. Nope, thank you for your service. Well, thank you for your service. Are you seriously buying this crap? Just got how scrawled how panicked that note is. Can't believe I was that upset over a fidget tubby collection. One that hasn't even been graded. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Setting aside Detective Ray's surprising depth of knowledge when it comes to collectibles, you're correct, they had no real monetary value. It would be odd for cops to be so shaken over their loss, but so what? So what? After all, that's not panic you're seeing on that page. The only reason the note said it was because he broke his left hand. It's because Carlos is right-handed. Yeah, I am. Do they not know that? Shouldn't that be on my permanent record or something? So the reason that the note looks like an asylum wall scribbles is just because he had to use his left hand to write it, because he doesn't have a right hand. I tend to think better of writing than typing, and I need to get used to using my left anyway. Just thought it could be good practice. Taking that into account alongside the ceramics, your slam dunk confession is looking about as watertight as a fishnet. Okay, fine. Forget about the confession. Congratulations, counselor. You've established your clients are remorseless. Now let's get back to the reality of the situation. Here are the facts. Found your client at the crime scene of crime, yes. Wearing a coat covered in the victim's blood, yes. Right next to a big old goddamn gun that just happened to have fingerprints on it. That's right, that coat is... What, you gonna claim it's not his, that he actually wears an extra small? You're trying to bait me in a typical low-key fashion. As the arguments flow, you won't always have a stronger hand. Sometimes the best you can do is hold your tongue and avoid overcommitting. Try to lose as little credit as possible while you wait for a more favorable chance. She must have something. No sense playing into it. Something you'd like to ask me, Detective? I'm just curious. What'll be next? You tell me actually wears an extra small? He doesn't wear a small. Oh, I can't raise? You're not gonna let me? You're not gonna let me be stupid? Okay, fine. Gee, Carlos, do you? No? Yeah, sure, there's no evil twin you forgot to mention. There's no evil twin. No, I'm afraid not. I am gonna go for mysterious third party at the scene of the crime. Proves innocent, I'll need to get there eventually, but going there now without hard evidence... Ooh. Hang on. I have no evidence that they're present at this time. Damn right you don't. Thursday in the Arcs, no evidence of anyone but Carlos being there that night. So keep dreaming. It was obvious I wasn't gonna win that hand either way, but at least I didn't overstep and take any more damage than I had to. We're not contesting any of that, Detective. My client freely admits to holding that gun. He picked it up in confusion after coming home to find a brutal crime scene, which was not smart. Hey! But not illegal either. And that's all? He had blood all over his clothes. Yes, he did. Right. Do you have those clothes on hand, by the way? Lab finished with them a while ago. What are you getting at? It'll be easier to just show you. Would you mind getting them for me? You know what? Sure, I could use the fresh air. Stinks of bullshit in here anyway. And here I thought the room smelled like... Psst, Morgan. What are you doing? My coat's covered in her blood. I remember that much. So doesn't that, like, make me look really bad? Just relax, Carlos. I'm pretty sure that's impossible. You're innocent. And that means having more evidence will always help you, not hurt you. Really? Really? Who are you? Oh, your hair changed to green. Plenty of innocent people in prison. She looks very different when her hair is green. People with bad luck or bad lawyers. People shouldn't count on the truth to come out easy. More often than not, it takes coaxing. What was it that it reminded me of? Alright, here it is. One bloodstained jacket, fresh from the lab. May as well check it now. Nope. Nothing. Cool. It tells us it's actually just hot sauce. No. That would be silly. She actually thought it over. So what the hell's your point? Hey! Sorry, I just got thrown off by the turn of good fortune. What good fortune? You should thank the detective for bringing you your jacket, Carlos. She's just proving your innocence. My client was arrested wearing this coat. He would have been wearing it at the time of the murder. As victim's blood on it, if we know died when she was shot in the heart by a gun that happens to be an old-world pre-tagging firearm. And so this coat proves he couldn't have been the shooter. Is there a gas leak in here? And what does that make any sense? Sense happens to be key here. I just need to draw their attention to what they can... what you can smell? What you can feel, what you can see. Oh boy. Okay. Gun. I get... this is a tough one. C. They cannot see gunpowder residue? Would they be able to smell that? Yeah, I guess they would, but I have a tendency to overthink these things. Look with your special eyes. I see a coat with a lot of dead woman blood on it. And you? Ah, I lost credit. Damn. Fine, what you smell. This would be my favorite detective. Tell me what you smell. I don't smell anything except dried blood. Exactly. The coat smells like blood, but it doesn't smell of cigarettes. That's what I've been smelling. Yes, Detective London, I was smoking earlier. Could you rejoin the conversation? I've been listening. You want me to smell the jacket? If you would. Let's see. Huh. No gunpowder. I should have trusted my overthinking. Damn it. What? What about gunpowder? Oh, don't blame yourself for not noticing. This was before your time. You can't be more than a few worlds older than me. But not before your partners, it seems. See, gunpowder is weak by today's standards, but it's still volatile stuff, hard to store, prone to misfiring, and when it goes bang, it leaves behind an awful lot of evidence. What the hell is she talking about, London? Modern firearms like the ones we carry use electricity, magnetism, even air pressure, or sound waves. Sound waves? Yes, I'm gonna fire a gun with a sound wave. We're gonna take a gun, yell really loudly at it, and fucking Skyrim shoot the bullets into our victim. This is how it's done in the modern day. They got more accuracy, more firepower, less recoil, less noise. Yes, my sonic gun is quiet. You wouldn't believe how quiet my gun powered by screams is. And they don't believe behind any residue. Gunpowder residue. You talked my ear off about how difficult it is tracking down a gun that doesn't leave any digital traces, but a revolver like this one would leave gunpowder on the skin of whoever found it for days. So then his coat? If you don't trust your noses, you can check the lab reports. I think if they found any gunpowder on my client in his clothes, they would have taken the time to highlight it. Well, whatever. That just means he washed off after shooting her, he changed his clothes. That's not impossible, but it would be pretty pointless. His jacket in his left hand were blood-soaked when your officers found him. Would he really go through all the effort to get rid of something as subtle as gunpowder residue just to get the victim's blood all over himself afterwards? In light of these details, I'd like to formally request that you reconsider the charges Mr. Flat is facing as soon as possible. Whoa. If falter now, should topple over at any moment. Leonard was mostly icing on the cake for them. That gun is all they had to link Carlos to any of the shootings, so it looks like he never actually fired the gun. I'll admit things were a little dicey there at times, but once I was able to grasp the situation, the smaller pieces fell in place easily enough. Not my cleanest work by far, but overall I'd say. Oh, did she get a message? Wait, did they actually manage to find it? Something you'd like to share, Detective Reyes? You're good. Twisting the truth into knots, making the facts work for you. Thanks. But your luck just ran out. Because the net scrubbers found the DAT cam active at the exact moment of the shooting, and right now, I'm staring at a photo of the killer. Cool. Wanna bet? Photo of the shooter. If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking. But I doubt she's just pulling this out of her ass. She's got something from the scrubbers. She must have something. Sure. Why should I follow, Detective? Didn't we establish there was an optics back out during the shooting? Sure there was, but this isn't from optics. Good thing I held my tongue. So I thought the scrubbers must have managed to dig up something from outside the network. Which means, party's over, counselor. Feast your eyes on this. Bruh, that is nothing. Well, hang on. That's a right hand. And he didn't have his prosthetic on him when the gun was fired. Congratulations, Miss Detective. You've helped me immensely. And yet, there it is. They managed to find a quarter needle of evidence in a whole city block of haystacks. What are these goddamn chances? No, the scale their tools operate on. I guess chances are always in their favor. Alright, this isn't good, but it's a far cry from the worst case scenario I envisioned. You can say I got lucky, which means the stakes are, well, it's a little bit blurry. But don't look at me, I didn't take the damn thing. Technically, no one took it. It's like the time the shooting a neighbor was on their phone. Probably venting how crazy the couple across the way was acting, but if the phone was on, its camera would be on. And so we managed to get this shot through the window. Where to begin? Far away, unfocused, ultra low resolution, zoomed in, blurred, color shifted, and so compressed it looks like it's from another century. There are tools that could enhance this imagery further. I could count the pixels on one hand. And you can kiss accessibility in court goodbye. You can't honestly claim that you can identify my client from this image, and there's no way in hell you can get this past a judge. Yeah, you're probably right, we couldn't. But I think I know a DA that could. Either way, it doesn't seem like client's leaving the police station anytime soon. That photo. What the hell is happening to me? I think I know a DA that could? Don't be so modest, old man. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter standing in the hallway for the crime scene. Was I stupid? Oh, I was stupid. That is his left hand. I'm dumb. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter standing in the hallway at the same time. The whole neighborhood gun shot. Who do we know had the left-hand fingerprints in the middle of that gun? Referring to my clients. You think? You've established he wasn't wearing his modded arm at all tonight, so he must have shot with his left. Yes, you've also established he's weak with his left side. Left side had no gunpowder whatsoever. Forensics will never be perfect, counselor. Sometimes you miss things. Sometimes you take a walk through the rain, and then you finally get where you're going. You somehow end up dry. But that doesn't mean it didn't rain. Well, which is to say, before judge or jury, photographic evidence outweighs a failed sniff test. Carlos is innocent, I know he is, but that photo shows a left-handed shooter. Carlos is innocent, that photo is real if both are true, and that means the photo doesn't show what it appears to show. Oh, I'm never at a loss for words, I'll talk all day. I'm just confused about one thing. Where was this photo taken from, exactly? Exactly. Positional data is usually accurate to the nearest public router. We DN on the phone's owner and ask them where. Why bother with any of that? Ballistics and common sense tell us the purpose shot from the room's doorway. Front entrance of the apartment faces to the south. There's a hallway that runs to the bedroom. We're looking at straight shooters, so pretty obviously taken from across the north window. From the north? If this is from the north, why can we clearly see the... It's not that complicated. No, it's streets. We're looking at it from the north window. Okay, let's look. Okay. You can clearly see the clock. And the clock was where? No. Clock was nearer to the body. The photo was taken from the west. I'm afraid it's simply not possible, Detective. This photo has to be taken from the west. What kind of bluff is that supposed to be? The good detectives are misinformed here and need to take advantage of it. Time to press the initiative. The hell do you mean this was taken from the west? The autopsy tells the victim to shot from the doorway. The officer's ARC data shows precise location of everything in the room at the time they arrived, and now the photo shows the exact moment of the shooting. And you can now raise the ante on a hand by up to the current max. Answer wrong and you lose more credit, but answer correctly, and you can bank up more credit for trickier hands down the line. Throw this hand through the west window, as long as you consider. Can I? Yeah, let's go. Take a look at the clock in that photo. The clock, what about it? The clock, huh? Seems like London's got an idea. If he's mistaken, I can pounce on it to keep my tempo high. This photo was taken right before the shooting, so don't tell me the time of death is wrong. No. The time of death is correct. It's a good question, Detective London, but the answer is no. The autopsy, the clock, and the neighbors all agree the time of death is 9 p.m. You're right, no mistake in that. So then what the hell do we want about? There's a clock on the wall in this photo, analog style, and it reads 9 o'clock. 9 p.m., the time of the shooting. hell's so special about that? Nothing. There's nothing odd about the time the clock reads, but do you remember there being a clock in the room? Actually, I don't recall there being a clock. That makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock because when the police secured the scene, the clock had already been knocked onto the floor. And the only clock in that room is in the northeastern corner, and my client has informed me before the crime it was hung up on the eastern wall. Like so. What the hell is that supposed to be? Congratulations, it's my art. My beautiful rendition of the crime scene. Don't you love it? It's very distinct. If you had information on the crime scene was before the shooting, why didn't you just add that to ours? Show you my hand? Just because Discovery Law compels us to share info doesn't mean we have to play fair, detective. Oh, slipped my mind. I'll do that now. The important thing is, if that clock was on the eastern wall before the shooting occurred, then this photo must be looking through the western window to see it. Start getting ahead of yourself. Victim was shot at 9 p.m. True. Same time this photo was taken of the shooter. True. But you want to claim that the clock's still on the eastern wall when it would have been knocked down during the fighting. Ah, there we go. Got your logic backwards. Your precious photo shows the room was in pristine condition at the time of the shooting, and there's one other piece of evidence to prove exactly how the cards fell. Yes. Thank you, Danganronpa. Glass shards without them. Nothing much, really. Only that they're on top of the victim's body. Yeah, and not under it. I love the protein shake on top of the glass shards. Glass on top of the victim's body, that would mean that they're dead on the ground before the room got trashed. A DJ Spins, what a great name for the song. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would anyone trash the room afterwards? That's a good question. Luckily, it's a detective who have to delve into the minds of the criminally insane, not us. Tell me, detectives, were there any signs of a struggle with the other crime scenes? The other crime scenes? No, nothing like that. Those attacks have been over in a matter of seconds. So what do you think when you saw the mess in the bedroom? If this was personal and things gotten complicated. Shit happens. Shit does indeed happen. But in this case, it seems there's been a general misconception about the order in which shit happened. So what if the room got tossed over until afterwards? He still shot her. And we do have a photo right here. And I'm glad you do, because that photo proves my client's innocence. Proving that it wasn't my client who pulled the trigger is difficult, and maybe more important for all of us, time-consuming. Thanks to your photo, I can still prove that it couldn't have been a client who pulled the trigger. Because, I mean, that photo can't possibly be Carlos. The hell it can't. The last charge for the room was in pristine time. The room was tossed, but the clock was on the eastern wall. And the photos are taken from the west. Back to this shit, that's impossible. The only hallway in the pomegranate runs from north to south. And the creates the gun, and the only fact that matters is the user murder 6 innocent people. Okay. You're a very honest person, detective. Excuse me? That's why you're such a shitty gambler. You played your cards too early, and now I can steal the pot right out from under you. You're right about the hallway's orientation, you're right about the prints, and this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. But we aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. You're looking at the mirror. I mean, we have to be looking at the mirror, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's continue. Murderer was here, looking through this window. This is stupid. No! Hang on. We're seeing the victim. That's it. That's it. This is the photo of the shooter. What was that? You tried the glass shards again? Sort of. By the way, can you recall where those glass shards came from? Yeah, sure. They came from a standing mirror. Yeah, let's go. A mirror that, at the time of the shooting, stood across the room from the western window. But then that would mean, at that angle, from that viewpoint, it would reflect the hallway. Oh, I see. So we're seeing a shooter with a gun in their left hand. We're seeing a killer take aim with their right arm because it's mirrored. That's why the clock was weird. And as we all know, my client hasn't had a working right arm in a number of weeks, and he hasn't worn his rental since this morning. So I mean, what I said about that photo, I'm glad that it was recovered, because it just proved my client could possibly have committed this crime. That should be the end of it, but it won't. It says, except it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice. Sunk Koss has got his teeth in her now, clawing up her spine and whispering wounded pride in her ear. It's a cold sweat, hot palms kind of fever, the impotent, irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours. But lucky for you, Detective, I'm well versed in shock therapy. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes. That's one word for it. Then let me put a nice bow on everything for you. Oh yeah, this is good. My client's confession was devoted to self. He's found in shock, reeling at the death of his girlfriend, and arrested for being next to a guy who forensically couldn't have fun. Being confronted with facts, this is going very loud. We received photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting. And instead of utilizing said photo to track down a real killer, you tried to blame the victim of the client and the man without the records of the wolf, sending an architecturally impossible hallway. That's... You could have had a backup arm. You could have stolen one. A little stubbornness can be charming, but this kind of desperation isn't ugly. It's getting late. Time to bury my things. A bit. That's the best you got. Even a bare bones prosthetic off the black market needs to be tuned to individual purposes. You have to bring it into a clinic and give it a record of the shoulder pass. A record you won't find. And you still have to somehow have gotten rid of it before the police arrived. SOP at the scene of violent crime calls for full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100% minimum. So where Detective Reyes, you managed to hide a cybernetic arm from the drones in the time between the shooting and the arrest. I'm very glad that it doesn't make you do this like the Danganronpa style. Well... Any objections? Detective Reyes? God damn it. Yay! I feel for her. She's really trying. Show me your hand, Flat. You're cuffing me? Hell yeah. In light of the evidence, we have no reason to hold you. Now I gotta call the DA and tell her I made a mistake. Not we made a mistake, huh? Listen, kid, you should know. Detective? Oh, lost my train of thought. But hey, your attorney's a real tiger, and she just fought like hell for you. Make sure you think it properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well. Well, he's poor. That's kind of you to say, Detective. My work is its own reward. Yeah, sure, whatever. I feel exactly the same, Counselor. What happens now? I'll have to speak with the DA about the dismissal, and there's still some paperwork we need to go through. But basically, you're free to go. Congrats! You get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact. Yay? What am I supposed to do? The detectives will continue their investigation. Their investigation to heartbreak, huh? Yes. The authorities are satisfied with their examination of the body. She'll be handed over to the next of kin, and then you can make funeral arrangements. No, that's not what I... Diane being gone is bad enough, but a serial killer is like she died of the flu. It doesn't happen anymore. People die of the flu all the time, but I know what you mean. I can't make sense of it. What am I supposed to do? Oh, hell if I know. There's some contacts I could give you. Services, professionals, doctors. No, you've done more than enough. When you got here, I was too tired to even defend myself, trying to convince myself that I didn't. You saved me. Yay! You're welcome, but it's my job to... No, I mean, thank you for not asking. I'm not asking if I killed her. Oh, Carlos. I didn't need to ask. I knew you were innocent from the start. Of course he was. After all... I killed her? The blood's always different. Heart's always in the same place, easy to find, hard to miss. But the blood's always different. A flowering stain unfurling towards an invisible sun, a perfectly unique bloom, only one for each of us. A Rorschach test with singular universal meaning, fatality at its climax. Bursting forth into a red fractal consisting solely of an infinite the end. But the comical thud of the body hitting the floor has its own kind of lowbrow appeal. Excuse me? Cool! Bullet number 606, the gun's empty. Useless to me now, may as well leave it. It's like a waste, but whatever. Oh, cool. Ooh, she likes mapo tofu. Finding ammo is almost enough of a hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untagged gun for a bit of cash, but cash can't buy you peace of mind. I don't look so surprised, lady. Looking around the dark here must have only been able to see my silhouettes. I should think it was a boyfriend back for an encore of that enthralling conversation. Can't ask her now. Hey, you hear that? These old pieces are so goddamn loud. People aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably roused half the neighborhood, but I didn't see anything I could even use even as a partial suppressor on the way in. Could really not afford some pillows. I used the other 5 bullets in outdoor space and small spheres lined up underneath the city's eyes couldn't think to pierce. I have places usually full of trash, but this room is just looks at least clean, organized, even. The corpses are as a sort of satisfying contrast. Except there's shit on the floor. In the window there's a bunch of pieces of something fragile and tacky. It's fine. Just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. Kick over the stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes, each of them not a speck of evidence, nothing to go on, and for the final shot there just has to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. Kick the wall, something falls from it, probably more tasteless bullshit. Toss over the chair, knock the urn. Tear into the sheets of my frustration, try to savor the shredding. Can't be clean, I'll just have to lean into the messy angle. At least it will be consistent. This is also stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego-driven type. In fact, I pride myself in my humility. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with shingle shots? Yes. But so what, I'm not made of stone. After that, I did start actively aiming for the heart, but, ugh. Heartbreak killer? Really? Don't people have anything better to do with their time? What kind of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business? Okay. All the threads and breakdowns and the goddamn theory crafting, and all for the heartbreak killer. Sounds like a soap opera villain, from a season where the writers were on strike. I feel insulted by the label, but no, that's someone else's name. They came up with it. They spread it. They marketed it. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. He's just some reclusive, lonely, socially impotent loser who shot 6 people because... Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. They got rejected one too many times or whatever. Me, I killed those people because I saw them and I wanted to. And I killed a lot more than just 6. This room is thoroughly trashed now, but I just walked away after seeing that mess by the window. It irritated me to no end. And now that it doesn't match the MO of the last 5 perfectly, it'll irritate the cops to no end instead. Good riddance. You enjoy your 15 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. Okay. Cool. Heavily foreshadowed some rain I could feel on every hair. Calls kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. The warm tension on your skin, like in the short moments just after the shower turns off and the steam lingers. Yeah, it's always most comfortable right afterwards. If there's no disagreement to be had, oppressive things can be comforting too. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that, but I know I've never felt guilty about any of this. And I walk. Why? What? Sorry, using my left is still... That's okay, you just initial those spots. Took a scenic route home, courtesy of our city's fine, sprawling public transportation. Got in a bit after 11 p.m. Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk, did some stretching, made sure my phone was on, Time went by evenly. About 1:40 a.m., a posting for public defender work came up. Decent rate, since it was so late and so urgent. I had wagered correctly that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer and enough debt that he'd need to be provided one. All I had to do was stay awake. Wasn't much competition after 1 in the morning. Okay, where else? Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? It would have been easy to convince Carlos to plead out. Could have gotten paid the same too, but easy is dangerous. Carlos was, of course, innocent, so his conviction would never be all airtight. There would be doubts, questions, appeals, maybe even fans, depending on his looks. More attention on HK and his crimes, more headaches. A cold case, rotting in the very far back of the public's awareness that it's always preferable to one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be any additional public pressure to find a culprit. Now, Heartbreak can just starve to death, out of sight, and out of mind like any other fluke in the system. Almost done. Getting involved in this case intimately does have its risks. Hell, I might have overdone things here or there, like lighting up a smoke-aside interrogation room just to doubly sure I didn't smell of gunpowder myself. That London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked, but obviously everything turned out rosy. It's worth it for the finality of it all. Seeing the authorities' failings from the best seat in the house, that's just a bonus. Thanks again, Morgan, for everything. I'm sure Diane is grateful too. Funny. I didn't even know her name. Woof. Woof. Something the matter? No, sorry, it's just I was mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too. So when she died, death as instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before they hit the ground. No, I know, but I just keep thinking she must have died angry at me. Aw, poor guy. She must have died hating me. Oh, Christ, what evidence would I have for that? I mean, we're gonna try. To tell you the truth, Carlos, I've been wondering myself. What is it? Something I noticed in the ARC's data that I didn't quite understand. A piece of puzzle I couldn't fit anywhere else. Maybe you can make sense of it. Oh, the pills. What is the... Where did you find that? A pill organizer was found in the victim. She had a grasp in her hand when she died. Obviously, the police added it to the ARCs, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. It seemed like it contained triprexazone, prescribed to help minors with phantom itches. They're small tablets, and those are tricky clasps, too, for a pill organizer. Could be hard to handle with an unsteady hand. No one will ever know what she was feeling when she died, even if they did. Feelings are complicated. You can feel angry, happy, sad all at the same time, but as far as facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was setting out your medications for the week. To my eyes, anyway. I'm glad it didn't make me have to choose that. I would not have picked the pill container. Long night. That was too far just now, practically rubbing it in his face. I don't care about his feelings. I doubt I'll ever see him again, but overstepping like that is pure hubris, and hubris invites a downfall. So why did I even bother? Good question. It was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose. I'll just need to show more restraint next time. There won't be a next time for Heartbreak. The gun's in custody, there's no more bullets left. There won't be a 7th victim, there won't be any more leads to pursue. The media will move on to the next obsession. I'll move on to my next demo. And no one will. District Attorney Rockford. Oh, she is wild. Sorry, can I try that again? I'm so fried. By all means. Ugh. Counselor Morgan. Morning, noon, or night, you're always so put together. Thank you. I don't get it. How do you sleep at nights? Pardon? You do white noise? Aromatherapy? Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God. I must have bags under my eyes dark enough for the dumpsters. Assistant District Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor, a lawyer who argues for the state in court to try to prove a defendant's guilt. And despite her sometimes unkempt appearance, she's probably the sharpest person to fill the position in decades. I should know, since I haven't beaten her once. Worse yet, she has the remarkable ability to compartmentalize all that adversarial energy and only bring it out of the courtroom. Probably makes her good at her job, and hard for me to read. Should I buy a new mattress? What have they got you doing at this ungodly hour, Emma? O plus. You're not going to show her weights, eh? Dislikes haute couture. No, likes haute couture. Eggs Benedict. Chess, shogi, idol, savant stars. Girl, what are you? Gamble? Gambling with a system must be, to a lesser or greater extent, insane. I love that. That's good. No, well, actually, I'm here for you. Me. Your client was a suspect in the Heartbreak killings. That's my case. Well, you must have been relieved finding out that you won't have to go for trial against me. No? Why would I be worried about going up against you? It's always the unintended barbs with her. So you're working with those detectives? Yeah, London and the new girl. Ray's. They've been reporting to me in preparation for trial. Preparation for trial? That seems ambitious. I guess they gave you the rundown. They've been out doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch killer leaves behind so little. It's hard to kill while leaving so little behind. So Grace told you they had HK in custody and you popped out of bed and decided to run down here? Nah, hardly. Haven't slept in 40 hours. Girl, you have to not. Too much on my mind. This is the far future. They should have like mega melatonin or something. So when I heard about a case of the single female victim shot through the heart, yeah, my ears perked up, but that's about all. Oh? I have... Wait a minute, hang on. Hang on, where is the... Does it not have a thing for Heartbreak's MO? No? I love how Morgan and Heartbreak have different... That's nice. I was just thinking, brown hair, brown eyes, that matches what's-her-face. Is she killing because she hates this lady or that she has a crush on her? That'll be funny. I mean, Carla's flat, a serial killer. Same serial killer has outsmarted the state for weeks. She's not using his middle name. He was found with a murder weapon, but I can answer that any number of ways. What might... It could have been flat. Carlos murdered Rick Barber. That may be true, but then I glanced at the report. You glanced at it? No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes. Right? Too remorseful, too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was on about. His dominant arm modded. Documented sensitivity issues. Never could have made those shots that clean, not without getting close up to these scorch marks. Not to mention, he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles. He's probably too heavy not to leave imprints. Damn. She's good. But I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed out all that right the minute you walked in there. Of course. Worst part is she's not even being sarcastic. Yeah, of course it couldn't have been him. Long-term relationship, physically imposing, argumentative, not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile. There's a profile? Yeah, the... Right, sorry, you probably never heard of it. I know what a goddamn profile is. Do I? Did you mean profile how to delete, profile filtering? Trying to get your dating profile just right can be a full-time job. Let Valentine take the reign with our automated, secure, and confidential tools. Oh. This is great. Okay, this is great. She 100% has a crush on her, hates it, kills women because of it. This is... I knew there was a reason that people liked this game. A profile is a reconstruction of criminal psychology based on evidence from the crimes, kind of fallen out of fashion for the last few decades. Not much need to guess about the why when 99 times out of 100 the who is caught on camera, or before they even leave the house. I had to find some real fossils and oddballs to get advice on how to go about it, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. I mean, I could go back to either of these, so... This is Heartbreak Maniac will slow down now he's lost his weapon. He didn't lose it, he chose to leave it behind. That tells me he's confident he can do just fine without it. It just makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills. Are there other shootings with the same MO? No, not that I've found. Are there victims that fit the description? No. But I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, these 6 victims all look like each other. They also look like a lot of people. That's true. Hell, they kind of look like me. I got it before you did. Yeah. Do they now? Sure. Yeah, you don't see it? I hadn't thought about it. The point is, no one can kill that cleanly when it's their first time. Getting things that perfect takes practice. So I know that HA must have had a lot more than 6 occasions to practice Morgan. And that's why I think Heartbreak is a misnomer. You have something catchier in mind? I just don't think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy and their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untagged bullets. 6 kills guaranteed, no matter what kind of life support mods they're packing. Their real signatures in the bullets of the gun. It's the perfection. That's hard to wrap your head around. I'd say that these 6 murders were just a fluke. A slip-up, a mistake? Exactly a mistake. They got too clean, too efficient, now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed. They're talking about the crime scene? Yeah, probably threw the detectives through a loop, right? Based on what you said, I don't blame them. Whoever trashed that room didn't seem like the smooth operator you've been describing. Well, on the contrary. I don't follow. This is the last bullet, their last shot. The other 5 were perfect, so if anything was out of place this time around, they must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum. Make them sound like a child. Child-ish, and cowardly, and two-faced. She knows. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win. You profile tell you all that? That? No. That part's just... well, it takes one to know one. Huh. So this profiling, some kind of investigative technique? Theories of the crime could tell you something about the nature of the person who committed it. Stabbing, overkill. Stabbing, overkill points to passion, rage, lust. They probably knew their victim. Poison and guns, meanwhile, suggest they can't overpower their victims physically. And then there's the things you can't assume about... There's the things that you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior criminal record, few or no meaningful attachments. There's a lot of recurring themes in their stories. Detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence, so how much can his crimes possibly tell you? He's diligent, almost perfect, highly intelligent, painstakingly organized, devilishly good-looking, and with enough criminal connections to get his hands on an untagged firearm. Criminal attachments, eh? Where is she? Oh, I don't have a profile for what's-her-face? Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry, customized phone? Oh, that's cute. There's a lot here. I don't have any store credits. RIP. Can I check the text messages? No? Nah, whatever. It's rare to see her this animated outside the courtroom. It's almost like she's enjoying herself. A sheltered house cat who's picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time. A lone wolf, educated but All her playfully lethal instincts coming to life. Probably overqualified or undervalued. But I'm not thrilled about the fact in that metaphor I would be the... You know what I mean? Definitely. And considering the marksmanship, the detective said that HQ would need insider information on optics. So does that mean Heartbreak's law enforcement? Never in a billion years. Oh. Antisocial, independent, despises authority. That'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. Okay, you say that. A real horse on a merry-go-round would go real hard. Let me tell you. That is a prime idea you got there, ma'am. Maybe kicking the kid in the head of their... Okay, kill me, why don't you? Right, that's exactly how I put it. There must be some connection to the police, though. Maybe secondary or tertiary. These types can't help but insert themselves. I do not do anything even resembling. Lady, you're gonna mess up. Wait, if HK's not a cop, how do they know about the blackout timing? Crime meta statistics analysis. Probably. That 100% was not Chihiro, that was fuck, what's her name? From Danganronpa 2. Nanami. That was fucking Nanami, right there. This game really does wear its influences on its sleeve. Take the emergency response times from across the city and map them out, look for brief spikes and delays, chart out the dips in. Sorry, technical, I know, but all the requisite data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, a calculator, anyone could reverse engineer the timing if they wanted to. That is such an unpleasant thought, Emma. So to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless, perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type. In a city with an 8-digit population. How many digits is 8? That's 100 million. Cool. Good luck. I don't need luck, I only need more information. Well, I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources. No, Morgan, I need more crime scenes. Oh. Sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd never catch him. Only way my net narrows is if they keep piling up bodies. Not a very fair trade, is it? No, it isn't. But getting screwed over is a given. It's a deal with the devil. Fair enough. Woof. Oh, she's a dog girl too. 100% your type. Okay, that rain was pretty morbid and detailed. I need to get out more or sleep more. Or sleep less but harder. What? You think a higher thread count would help? Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face in the courtroom. Yeah, that's the adversarial process. So no hard feelings, yeah? No hard feelings. We're both just doing what we do. I could use a cup of coffee. How about you? Don't tempt me. You fall asleep face first on the table, I won't even take a picture. Okay. Just don't expect this to make a difference next time you're at each other's throats. Heartbreak won't claim any more victims. In 2 weeks, the media will have moved on to the next sensation, and the police will have moved on to cases they actually stand a chance of closing. That's what people do. Oh, this is good. Emma is different. She'll set it aside and work a dozen other cases, never bringing it up, but a private corner of that frustratingly sharp mind of hers will continue to whittle away at it. Never finishing, but never quitting either, so I can't afford to take my eyes off her. Yeah, that's a terribly heterosexual thing to say. As long as that's the case, I may as well try to enjoy the view. Damn. Which means you're gonna be living with my friend for a while. For how long? No, I'm sorry, I don't know. Hey. There's no need to look that upset over it. My face barely moved. May as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting. Yeah, like that. This friend of yours, they're trustworthy? Absolutely. In fact, I trust him more than anyone. Hey, come on, it'll be fun. Really? Really educational, too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan. Oh, that is interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm gonna put auto on the credits. That was certainly worth it. Well, I have had viewers up and down all day, but I still have one person here. That's nice. And this was a good first back at the stream thing. It's been, what, 3 hours now? I was hoping to do a little bit longer, but I don't know if I can go into the next chapter and keep it stable, because I'm not going to remember anything. I'm going to go ahead and click through these, see if anything happens. Oh yeah, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Oh cool, we have one of these. The smartest person I know, Morgan, when it comes to people. First, I think it's cruel to let something that flawed be want. You're a criminal defense attorney and we're at a crime scene, I think, and guess what happens next? Oh, look at her! Fan's cute. Work hard in the company will have you set for life, and after, too. Can't tell you how many musicians I've seen screwed over by a big smile and a fat sign bonus. So that's not a lawyer job thing, you dress like a doorman on the weekends, too. Prepared for determining fault, determining cause of death is like a breath of fresh air. Company wheels don't stop spinning for anything. Can't help to keep this quiet for very long. This million times more likely than the alternative that Harper could ever stop themselves from killing. Father said you owed him. I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. When I take a job, I never half-ass it. An idle mind. Cool. Well, that was nice. Is this the... Oh, it's the results screen. 2 out of 2, 6 out of 6, 18 out of 18, 16 out of 16. Congratulations, you finished episode 0 with 34 credits. You've also unlocked concept art of bonus scenarios. Bonus scenarios? Yay! What is bonus scenarios? Oh. Well, I was going to wind down, but if there's extra content... You want to interview me? It's very flattering, but aren't there more laughy folks around here for you to question? I hadn't considered that. So I'm not your first choice. You're the first one who hasn't walked away. Come to think of it, I should probably. So what are your 3 sizes? Have you been opening with that? Should I not? Do you have any pets? Afraid not. We need 1 or 2 or 3 promotions to afford that kind of thing. Are pets that expensive? Only if you care about them. Maybe if I found a place closer to the park. Have you ever owned any automated dependents? Nah, not that I had the chance. Would you own one if you could? Maybe one of the little vacuum ones. Anything more complicated than that is... Find the owner's manuals intimidating. There are video-based tutorials I can show you. I'm not worried about the ease of use. Is it complicated? I mean, ethically. Yes, like what I said about pets. Find to leave a goldfish in a tiny bowl. Time takes a half lap. It'll have forgotten what the first half looks like. Not a very tall hierarchy of needs there. Easy to please. But a cat? A dog? I don't want to be at work thinking about how bored they are sitting at home. And today's ads are a lot smarter than dogs about most things. That's a very thoughtful perspective, Detective London. It's a moot point anyway. You need to get hit by a city bus to afford any of the new stuff Noble's selling. Now you're thinking of the shelter generation. Sheltered as in sheltered upbringing? Or shelter in place. A lot of uncertainty during their childhood. So when they grow up, they wanted surety, safety, stability, wanted to know what their heat would stay on in the winter, and their politics reflected that. But that was all before my time. My generation's a little more, well, Generation Zen. So they call us in their think pieces. Even-tempered, mentally strong, more than a little cynical. Disagree? It wasn't a matter of mindfulness, we just grew up without false expectations. Our vision wasn't clouded with illusions about possibilities like home ownership. Oh, boy. We realized early on that we'd be working right up until we'd... Detective? Unrealistic expectations. Some people call that hope. To see your friends, your classmates drowning every day in that kind of mire, and then have to listen to people that are 3 times your age go on about how enlightened today's youth are. Gen Zen. Not a name particularly fond of. Oof. So how long have you been in law enforcement? Too long. And how long have you been in with the homicide department? Not that long by comparison. Sorry, I don't mean to be overly vague. If you really want to know, I spent the bulk of my career over in arson. Is that different from homicide? No, flashier, I'd say. Everyone jokes that homicide solve themselves in a city with this many cameras. Meanwhile, fraud and disinfo are so entrenched in the tech arms race they barely come up for air. Arson really hasn't changed that much in the modern era. Fire is still very good at destroying evidence. You can't expect the drone net to sweep into burnt rubble and bring you back the culprit's fingerprints and driver's license. It's a lot of legwork, a lot of interviewing. This is more than half the culprits we caught, with burners helping Megs commit insurance fraud. We spent a lot of time making friends and enemies in high-rise corporate boardrooms. Megs? They're just slang for mega corporations, which is also just slang. At what size does a corporation become mega? It's not really about gross revenue or how many countries you operate in. If you're big enough, you crush people, you're a meg. An apex predator among apex predators. Like the Ototus megalodon of the Miocene epoch. Hey, that's... Wait, is that where it comes from? So why are you working at the homicide department? What's that? Why'd you leave arson? The smoke. The smoke? It's got to a point where I couldn't stand the smell. Yeah? Ray's interview. Okay, you can start now that my desktop's censored. So for the record, your full name is Farah Reyes. And how's that pronounced? Like how I just said it? Farah Reyes. Thank you. Your birthday is October 19th. Hey, that's my birthday. Nice. How do you take your coffee? She makes you fetch the coffee. Figures. Ray, let me guess. Counselor Morgan takes your coffee black. No, decaf, like a real psychopath. Yes. Decaf, yes, sometimes with milk. Nice, that's even worse. I like Rays. And you, detective? With 2 sugars and a bottle of water now that I've got this. In your eye? When did you have it modded? After I learned I was getting promoted to detective, before I realized I was getting promoted to homicide. Do you regret it? No. When I watched it for work, eventually it takes me a while longer to pay off than expected. I'm hardly a nice person my age walking around with their debts socketed onto them. I see, what are your likes? My likes? Pretty broad ask, don't you think? In that case, perhaps find it easy to describe your dislikes. Small plates. Okay. I hate that dinner by 1,000 cuts shit. Dinner by 1,000 cuts. I see, and I dislike cheap people, and liars, and lawyers. Lawyers? They're smug, prideful, they bill by the minute, greed personified, like their time is so goddamn important, and they're annoying, and pale, and smug. She likes Morgan. Should I put down smug twice? What do you like, detective? Do you have hobbies, areas of interest? Well, automotive history, maybe. Okay, could you say more about that? I guess I could talk about it a little bit. The following section has been altered from its original format. It has been edited for time. Aqua, which is supposed to be a luxury version of pickup truck. If there's a market for that, it's so stupid. I love it. And it's to chrome, a purplish, bluish, chromish color. The copyright was so intense, just mixing the paint was illegal for naturally aspirated. Can you imagine? I see. Do you own a car yourself? You're joking, right? I'd rather eat asphalt than buy an EV with my hard-earned money. It has been edited for time. Strong language. 4 rotors and a computer chip. That's not engineering, that's barely programming. And SMS acceleration was all that mattered. Any race longer than 2 seconds and simulated engine noise. Now what is that? Anging. Who in their right mind? I believe that fills out your dislike section. So, what's your favorite drink? Dark and Stormy is pretty good. How do you make that? Ginger beer, rum, and a lot of lime juice. If you got a recipe book or something? That is a good drink. Who is your hero? Well, that one's easy. Detective Cassie London, of course. Okay. Shower lady sentences, I'm sure he'd love to hear them. Somehow I doubt you get the tone right. Very well, in that case. What are your 3 sizes? My what? Measurements for your bust, waist, and I'm not telling you that. Where the hell are you getting these questions from? I designed my interview process to extract all the same kinds of facts that are most commonly listed online. On what websites? Open source, collaborative, community-focused databases. You mean like a wiki? Would you prefer to skip this question? Tell you what. If you can find a single person who does answer that question, I'll give you mine down to the millimeter. That's so good. So it's like an offboarding thing, an exit interview? Yeah, it's like that. Oh! Well, sweet Morgan, still worrying about me. How'd she know I'd be here? She didn't. Why are you here? I hope I get back some of my stuff the police collected as evidence. But don't tell Morgan that, by the way. Is something embarrassing about what they seized? No, it's just, I'm guessing, as my lawyer. Is she still my lawyer? Well, as a lawyer, she probably know the exact right for me to get this stuff back, but it's okay, I wanted to do this myself. Why is that? Conquering my fears, maybe? Last time I came here, I was dragged in, strong-armed. Everything was going so fast, I barely spoke. Didn't even stand up for myself. I've been able to stop and think things through clearly. Well, I could have never done more I did, but maybe I would have gotten myself dug so deep. That's been very upsetting, being accused of something so terrible. I'm sure you acted just as well as anyone could have been expected to. Thanks, I think. My arm? Oh no, it's not back yet. At this point, I might be better off getting an upgrade rather than waiting for my current model to get fixed. Is that allowed? Yeah, it is. Can't downgrade, can't trade in, can't opt out. But Hindi will let me upgrade anytime. Do you ever regret it? Getting modded? Sometimes. But I have a lot of regrets. Compared to some of them, my buyer's remorse is... How do you deal with your buyer's remorse? Lately, I've been laying face down on the floor and exhaling. Everybody in this is so very relatable. Just for 30 seconds. I count to 30. And you feel better afterwards? Yeah. We love floor time. I mean, I've seen the protests, but there's a lot of pains being a modder. It makes sense people would have loud opinions, want them heard. We all made a choice, all signed the papers. I guess that's just it, huh? Not all of us made the choice ourselves. I got modded to help my career, didn't need to get modded just in order to have one. But a lot of people did, and do. There's this guy who worked for us for 1 quarter. Probably a vet, definitely didn't want to talk about it, so none of us asked. Good coworker, very gung-ho, cheery in a muscle-head kind of way. His physical jobs, there's no slouches, but he wasn't just fit, he was cut and handsome. So when he kept showing up to work with more and more mods, all of them cosmetic. I didn't get it. What's he missing? What's a guy like that want to change about himself? Got offered full-time at the end of the contract, but he said he needed something that paid better. Turns out he'd blown every paycheck as elective surgeons. A pal of mine in HR said he'd given his insurance info to 6 different clinics in the span of 4 weeks. Word is, he wasn't even using the pain pills, sold them to some of the drivers for extra cash. That's the worst I've ever seen. It graft plasting one away, or plastophilia, or whatever they're calling it now. That's not the only time I've seen it. It's not like there's no incentive for it, because there are plenty of megas out there that see people hurting like that and think, there's an ideal worker. So you work for Morgan and you're... wow. We're supposed to make more money than I realized. Wait, are you here to give me the bill? How much do I owe? You don't owe her anything. Her services are paid for by the state. You haven't even been from any kind of financials. There's been an ongoing dispute about what constitutes essential office supplies. I hear ya. Diane wasn't always the only smart one. Pretty strict, actually. Unless you saw a fidget tubby on the shelf. You see her eyes light up. You could hear her huffing like she just won the lottery. They're ugly cutes, babe. I would say, well, you're cute, babe. Believe it or not, she thought I was pretty suave. I don't believe in it for a second. That's cute. You're gonna interview me here. You just need to practice asking better questions. But right now? They said the police would be making us wait so they feel more important for the next 20 minutes. There's some more protective way we could spend that time. I was planning on napping. For 20 minutes? The lobby of the police precinct? I can fall asleep anywhere. It's one of my many hidden talents. You're gonna write all this down? Could you start with your name for the record? Morgan. And your first name? You should know that by now. No one calls me that by my first name. What is your first name? You don't have a first name. I wouldn't want to force the issue. How long has that been the case? As long as I care to remember. What did your parents call you? The tumor. Woof. That was a joke. Oh. Maybe we should start with something a little more your speed. Better to start with you. Someone who likes talking about themselves. You seem to talk about yourself as much as anyone else does. Or more. I tell people things about myself. It's different. Because you're lying? Now you're getting it. It's not very polite to lie. This is the android that's talking, I just realized. On the contrary, telling the truth is usually rude. I'm not sure your clients would appreciate that sentiment. We're not talking about my clients, we're talking about manners. We were supposed to be talking about you. Look, the sooner you learn this, the better. When people ask how you are, what you've been up to, they're not looking for anything nearly so heavy as the truth. They're just following the template, and the polite thing to do is for you to follow the template as well. Here, let's practice. Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Way too late, the whole point is to be on autopilots. I force them to grab the wheel, check the mirrors, and no one's ever grateful for the extra workload. I can be very cynical about these kinds of things at times. I'm just trying to teach. I'm just trying to tell you that people are fundamentally lazy. So if you want to be a social butterfly like me, try not to make them work so hard. Fundamentally lazy. Do you think people are fundamentally good too? Obviously. They would be so easy to trick. So are you planning on answering my questions about yourself? I've still got time to kill. Fire away. Will you be honest? I wouldn't want to be rude. When is your birthday? Wait, you're not trying to guess my passwords, are you? I would never commit identity fraud. That's the worst way of going about it, actually. December 26th. That's almost Christmas. That's after Christmas. Oh, you motherfucker. It means it's not Christmas. Your insights are always so original. That's so bad. Did you receive presents on your birthday or Christmas? What do you mean? Did you not celebrate Christmas in your family? We did. Did your parents give you presents on the 25th or the 26th? Well, I got Christmas presents on Christmas, and I got birthday presents on my birthday. Obviously. Are all your questions going to be this strange? What's your favorite color? Are your questions going to be this juvenile? Prefer something weightier? Do you volunteer? No. Do you donate? Yes. What cause do you donate towards? Endangered wildlife. What's with the face? It's on auto renewal. I just haven't canceled it yet. That's great. You mentioned a mentor figure before. No way I ever called her a mentor. A busybody, maybe. World record holder for billable hours spent under the influence, perhaps. Or just, you know, the cougar from hell. She had rubbed off on any way out of hives. I see. Is she a smoker? Lastly, do you know your 3 sizes? I do. Would you tell me? That's private. You value privacy very highly, don't you? More like everyone else doesn't value it enough. Water's rising, the world's getting smaller, literally, less real estate to go around, and everything's connected to everything else. These days, just wanting some time or space to yourself considered selfish, or worse. Only the guilty have something to hide. I don't like that phrase. Laws like the mob activated so anonymity and privacy are luxuries. Privileges reserved for the privileged. If anyone below that tax bracket tries to claw away a little bit of it for themselves, well, it can only be because they're guilty, right? Somebody became a criminal defense attorney to defend people's innocence? That's private. Those are cute. What does the concept gallery have? Oh. How does that hair work? Great question. Oh, I can zoom. Ooh. That makes me sick. I don't like this face. This face is entirely too angular. Claw clip. Yeah. I hate. This face looks so awful. This looks entirely too smug, not tired enough. This is... I don't like this man. This man would sell me into slavery for a corn chip. There we go. That's the face. That's it. You need the shadows. The shadows make him work. This is Seto Kaiba. Oh, this is cute. I like her with black hair. I like the extra eye too. The eye is cool. This hair with those eyes would be great. Yeah, that's nice. These are very good drawings. What is... Oh, this is the guy. This is what his arm looks like. I think... Yeah, I think the jacket being heavy wouldn't have worked. Girlfriend looks tired as hell. Yep. I don't like this. I think black suits her a little bit better than this. Makes her look like a teacher, like a homeroom teacher. It's like she looks nice, but she has to look nice in like an "I'm gonna kill you" kind of way. This looks nice in like a serves you soup when you're sick kind of way. Oh, this is cool. This is not. This is awful. Eh. Oh, I like this. I like it when she has a slasher smile. I like that addition to it. Very good. Okay. Heart fake killer. Oh, this is good. These are both very good. This is such gremlin energy. Inverse of Morgan's colors. Interesting. I'll be interested in meeting her. Okay, I think that is it for today. It's been 3 hours. I was hoping I'd be able to raid into Kairi at the end of it, but she's not alive. Is there anybody else that's alive? Not really. That is unfortunate. Okay, in that case, I will just end stream. Oh, it changed. Huh. We'll have to get back to that. Anyway, there's still one person here. Thank you for staying through the entire thing. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you next week, hopefully. Bye-bye.